Hi, everybody. Yeah, Pat. Well, I don't know, Pastor D. I was trying to check. I don't think that it came through yet, but I'm still waiting for it. So hopefully I'll get it soon. But I did get your email. So um, yeah, I guess I'll let you know in a couple of days. But I haven't received it yet. All right. So yesterday I was talking about bare life and what that means, and so I wasn't sure which order to have those discussions, but I don't know. Now we're going to talk about Patrick Henry and his "Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death" speech, because I think that if he were to give this speech today, he would actually be pathologized and told to call 988. Now, there were two choices. He could either fight for liberty or he could accept death. Both outcomes were his choice because it was his life. For some people, living a life of subjugation, living a life of oppression is not a life worth living. It is a bare life, which is what I talked about yesterday. So the state could imprison him, they could constrict him, they could tax him, strip him of his rights, they could quarter soldiers in his home, but the state could not remove the option of last resort, which is death. Death is supposed to be your escape from oppression. Because if the state is not going to protect your liberty, they're just going to take away your natural rights and just do whatever it wants. Even a slave has a right to die. And I've talked about this before. I talked about the will to life and how people do a lot of irrational things out of a fear of their own annihilation. But basically, most phobias, most fears are based on the fear of death. I would pretty much say all of them are. Most of them are completely irrational because their fear of death actually leads to death. It leads to more oppression. They're crippled by their own fear of death. And so if you fear death, if there's nothing that you think is worth dying for, then basically you become a slave. You become a slave to the inevitable. You're trying to avoid a certainty that is predetermined for all of us. But those who don't fear death, they become ungovernable. Because the carrot on the stick really holds no weight. You can't tell me that if I don't obey you, then I'm just going to die. Like, I don't give a shit about dying. So the same carrot on a stick that motivates other people is not going to motivate me. Even okay, I talked about how people are afraid of dying, but even when you look at their motivations, why they do some of the unethical shit that they do, it's because of the preservation of their life, of not just their lives, but the lives of their children also. They will do anything to preserve their own lives. They will kill, rape, they will pillage. They will put their own survival above everybody else's. And they don't think twice because I got to feed my family, right? My family comes first. My children come first. My life comes first. And this is one of the reasons, I mean, again, I don't want to talk about my personal stuff just because I know somebody will take my content and run with it. But I just didn't fear death. So all of the motivations that other people had to be successful, I didn't care because I just thought I don't have to sell my soul because, well, I still have the option of last resort. And I'm not saying that I was going to off myself. So for anybody who's trying to strike this live stream, that's not what I'm saying. I always assumed that I was going to die young anyway. I didn't think that I had to do anything. I just thought, I never thought I was going to have a long life. I I don't know. I always felt when I was even a child, I thought I was not going to live a long life. So I just took risks that I didn't think I would actually have to live to pay the consequences for. I just was a rebel the entire time. I never really played by the rules. I just didn't give a fuck. And now I'm still here. And so it's just like, okay, things just didn't work out the way that I thought. But yes, when you don't fear death, you become ungovernable. You don't care about money. You don't care about any of that shit. What you care about is justice. What you care about is right and wrong. You don't see things the way other people see it. You don't see these state actors are above me, so I must submit in order to preserve my life. No, you don't give a fuck about that. You're just like, give me liberty or give me death. You're not my master. I don't give a fuck about what you said. What you're saying is bullshit. It's not true just because you said so. Just because you're the Supreme Court, just because you are some legislature, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You're a man. I'm a man. You're going to die the same way I am. The worst you can do is kill me, and I don't give a fuck about that. So what power do you really have? But I want you to understand that this is not most people's framework. Most people are terrified of death. If you held a gun to most people's heads, they will cower in terror. I've had a gun held to my head twice. The first time I laughed, let me stop. The first time I laughed, and the guy was completely taken aback. Like, why the fuck are you laughing? This ain't like, okay, are you gonna fucking do it or what? And then the second time, well, he called himself trying to rob me. Like, okay, well, make sure you don't fucking miss. And then he just fucking backed down because he knew I wasn't scared. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. Either you're going to do it or you're not. You're not getting my money. Not for something like that. That's not going to motivate me to give you my money. So I just don't give a fuck. I really don't. I never really have. I've never been afraid of death. So let's talk about the first choice, which is liberty. Because it's give me liberty or give me death. And I'm not sure, I don't think that the state can actually give you liberty. Liberty are based on natural rights. The Constitution is supposed to enumerate rights that already exist under natural law. But the purpose of the social contract is to protect the rights that you have under natural law. So you don't have to go out in the state of nature and actually defend them yourself. The state is supposed to do that. That's why the state has a monopoly on physical force. It's supposed to serve your interests. It's not supposed to oppress you. It's not supposed to force you to exist against your will, completely deprive you of all liberty, and then basically say, suck it up. Now, as a citizen, you don't own your life. You're not sovereign in any meaningful way. The state is sovereign. The state owns your life. And as I talked about in my book, ownership is determined based on disposal rights. You don't have the right to dispose of your own life. Therefore, you don't own it. Now, the Supreme Court will say that life is inalienable, that nobody actually owns your life, but a lack of ownership actually is ownership. It just basically means that you are owned by the collective. You are owned by the state. Everybody owns you. Everybody is enslaved to each other. So there's only two choices. Either you own your life or you don't. And if you don't own your life, then you're a slave. You don't control your labor. You don't. You don't even have a right to earn a livelihood without permission from the state. You must obtain an occupational license just to preserve your own life. Again, somebody on my channel was gaslighting me yesterday saying that, oh, the state can't take away your natural rights. The hell they can't? Of course they do. They take away your natural rights all the damn time. That's why it's called a violation of natural rights, a violation of natural law. I'm not sure if these people are gaslighting me or if they're really just that fucking ignorant. if they don't understand the difference between natural law and positive law can absolutely violate natural law. And they don't understand that the Constitution does not create rights, it only enumerates rights which you had under natural law. But if you analyze the Constitution under the social contract theory of Rousseau, which is what the Supreme Court goes by, then basically you have no rights independent of the social contract. You don't have natural rights. See, this is why it was so that conversation we had yesterday was frustrating me, because it wasn't as if this person was asking me questions so that I could clarify it. This person was not asking from a place of seeking knowledge. This person was speaking from a position of authority. And so I can't give you grace, because it's almost as if it's the whole Denny Kruger effect. You're, and I'm sure this person is listening. I don't give a fuck. You're ignorant as fuck, and you're not trying to be corrected. You're just trying to dominate me with your own ignorance. Now, there's two different schools of thought, two main schools of thought. You could add Hobbes to it, but basically it's John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. John Locke believed that we had natural rights which predate the social contract. These are pre-political rights which exist independent of the state. Rousseau would say that we have no rights independent of the state. Our rights come from the social contract. So if that person would have shut the fuck up and let me explain, I could have actually educated him, but he didn't want to listen. So it is what it is. Another one bites the dust. Somebody who just doesn't want to learn, who just wants to, I don't know, dominate me with their ignorance. I'm just not interested in that. I'm not interested in being gaslit. I recognize it instantly. I realize that these are not genuine arguments being presented, and I'm not going to entertain them because you already know that what you're saying is false. It's patently false, and for whatever reason, you're just grandstanding, and this is your moment, that you're just going to tell me that I have rights which I don't actually have. It's not that I don't have the rights. It's that the state does not recognize these rights, and the state is violating them. So for all intents and purposes, I don't have them because the state is preventing me from exercising them. The right is that under natural law, I would have a natural right to contract with a person of my own choosing to terminate that which I own. Since I don't own my life, I don't have a right to contract with someone to effectuate that end. None of us own our lives. But most people don't care because they're not interested in liberty. They're interested in the bare life. They're interested in the Zoe. They're interested in their continuity of their biological existence just to survive. And you know this because a lot of these people, especially Christians, will say, how are you doing today? If you woke up in the morning, then it's a good day. As if the quality of your life is completely irrelevant. So just waking up is enough to be grateful. I don't agree with that at all. Waking up under oppression is not something to be thankful for. Waking up as a slave is not something to be grateful for. It is a hellscape. I don't want to be a fucking slave. Maybe other people are okay with being slaves. I don't like being a slave. I don't. And I can never be happy being a fucking slave. It doesn't matter how much money you give me. It doesn't matter. I don't know what you think you can offer me that's going to make me be okay with being a slave. There's nothing. Nothing. And in fact, it actually takes away my motivation because it's just like, it's just like I can't even get past the fact that I don't own my life. So the motivation that other people have to be successful, to whatever, go out and just live. It's like, no, I don't own my fucking life. So why would I want to I don't like make something of that which I don't own. It's not my fucking life. The state owns it. So, and the state owns my property. I don't know if people realize this shit. People don't understand what sovereignty means. You don't own shit. Unless you're sovereign, you don't own anything. The state is the master of all property and the master of all those who reside within its jurisdiction. You're not sovereign. So even if you do acquire a whole bunch of wealth, you don't own it. The state owns it. It even says it in their own case law. That's why when the city destroyed my fence and I sued the city, they claimed sovereign immunity because I don't actually own my fence. What I have is a right to exclude, a right of alienation. It's my property to the extent that I can exclude others, but the state has superior disposal rights. So I can't sue the state. The state is sovereign. I only have rights because the state gave them to me. These are privileges. You don't own your body. You don't. That's why the state can regulate women's bodies and force them to have children against their will. That's why the state can criminalize medical assistance in dying and force you to live whether you want to or not. It's not your body. Now, Patrick Henry was protesting taxation without representation, without consent, because taxation is theft, especially when it comes without representation. And I think it's even less representative than it was back then. The legislature currently does not give a fuck about you. The legislature is not responsible in any meaningful way. So back then, they were quartering soldiers in people's private homes, taking whatever they wanted. They had no control over their laws, over their property, over their labor. So they protested, they petitioned, and they were punished. So the first taking is the taking of your liberty. Abject subjugation, a bare life where you have no rights, no meaningful rights. I don't know why people live in their bubbles and they think just because they can make consumer choices, because they can purchase the new iPhone, because they can get a Tesla, that somehow that means they have freedom. It does not mean that at all. I had people saying that we're lucky. We live in the best time in history. Are you out your fucking mind? No, this is the worst time. This is the most total and comprehensive system of slavery that has existed. And I know that chattel slavery was more brutal. But even then, I don't think that the state was claiming to own somebody's death. I don't think the state was doing that. At the very least, if you didn't enjoy your life as a slave, you still had the option of last resort. Everybody had that right. That is a natural right. So first comes the taking of your liberty, and then comes the taking of death. And unfortunately, the Supreme Court has framed death as a liberty interest, not as a or let me be precise. The state has framed your personhood as a liberty interest, not a property interest. And this matters because under the taking clause, if the state takes property, then it actually has to remunerate you for it. But they frame it merely as a liberty interest, which means that liberty interests have to be balanced against competing state interests. And the state interest wins almost always, especially when it comes to, well, rights that the Supreme Court arbitrarily determines are not fundamental. Because they have construed the Constitution to mean that we don't have rights unless they are enumerated in the Constitution, then basically this right doesn't exist. And it basically gets the lowest level of scrutiny, which is rational basis. So the state can have a rational basis for criminalizing medical assistance in dying because there was no enumerated right recognized under the Constitution for your right to die. Never mind the fact that the Constitution, the Due Process Clause says the state, what does it say? Basically, the state can't take your right to life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So included in your right to life is your right to death. If you own your life, then you have the right to dispose of it, which means that you have the right to die. But these people, I want you to understand that these people are not ignorant. It's not as if they don't understand it. They're doing this shit on purpose. They think that you're ignorant. They think the public is stupid as fuck. They think the public is not going to figure out their manipulations, their gaslighting, because the public is not going to read their convoluted Supreme Court holdings. I've read it, and I said it's absolute bullshit. And I know I did cite some of it in my book, and some people said it was too legalistic. I don't know. I don't know how I can. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, maybe it was, but I actually felt that I didn't put enough in there. I felt there's more that I wish I had put in there. I don't know. Maybe some law scholar will read it and give me some meaningful feedback. Not that stalker. I'm not talking about him. But you don't own your life. You don't have the right to an autonomous disposal. Even those jurisdictions, he's talking about Canada. Canada does not allow you the right to medical assistance in dying unless you have a grievous and irremediable medical condition. Basically, you have to be facing a terminal illness. And I know they originally were allowing people to avail themselves of that, even if they just had depression. But this, I guess the Supreme Court is supposed to be revisiting that part of it. As it stands, you do not have the right. If I were to go to Canada, I would not have that right. So all these people who keep gaslighting me saying, just go to Canada, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Again, I don't know if these people are ignorant. I don't know if they're doing this on purpose. It really doesn't matter. My channel is pedagogical, so I'm just going to give you the facts. You're not going to spew your ignorance on my channel. That's not, my channel does not promote propaganda. If you want to defend the state, then you can do that on your channel. I am an anti-statist. I'm an anarchist. I care about human beings. I don't care about institutions. So fuck the state. I'm pro-human beings. So if you want to defend the state, there's plenty of platforms for that, but that's not going to be done on my channel. I have no patience and no tolerance for it. Now, the term that I use in my book is life slavery. You didn't choose to come into existence in the first place. You're forced to continue existing against your will. And the only reason that you're forced to continue existing is not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the collective. They want to extract. You are too valuable. Somebody said that I wasn't explicit when I had my live stream yesterday about what a bare life is. I thought I was explicit. Bare life is, your life is, well, basically it doesn't serve any purpose for you. You get nothing out of your own life, but it is too valuable to the state and to the collective to allow you to die. So you get no benefit out of it, which is what that person was telling me yesterday. Why don't you use your intellect to help other people? Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not using my intellect to benefit other people. Why would I do that? When they don't seem to care about freedom anyway. So I'm going to sacrifice myself for people who don't even want to be free. And what makes it so bad is when I talked about how we're oppressed, how we don't have natural rights, this person didn't even know what I was talking about. The fact that you don't know what I'm talking about means that you enjoy being a slave. You don't see any necessity, any urgency to liberate yourself or others within your jurisdiction. So the fact that I have to educate you and explain to you that you are enslaved means that you are of no benefit to me. you have too much catching up to do. Clearly, you didn't read my book, so you don't know that you're a slave. You think that you're free, and you're not. So you want me to be of benefit to you, but you have nothing to offer me. That's not how this shit works. I believe in mutualism. You're not going to extract from me because you think what? But what do I get off this shit? I mean, I understand that you think that this really disproves my point. And I didn't really talk a lot about Ayn Rand in my book. But what Ayn Rand said is that man's mind is his primary tool for survival. So it is my tool for my survival, for my preservation, for my rights. It's not a collective good to be extracted from. They act as if they own it. Like, oh, your intellect could benefit other people. Fuck that. My intellect is supposed to benefit me. My intellect is supposed to secure my liberty and secure my whatever my agenda is. It's not supposed to benefit other people. It's not. Not primarily. Maybe tangentially they can benefit from it, but it's not where because you have superior intellect, you must sacrifice yourself for the collective. I don't believe in that. No, it's supposed to benefit me primarily. It's not a sacrifice where, you have intellect, so now you must serve those who are less intelligent. No, the people who are less intelligent are the people who I need to defend myself from. These are the people who want to be slaves. These are the people who support statism. So I need to protect myself from them. I'm not going to serve them because these people are my oppressors, the collective, the ignorant masses who need the state because they're too incompetent to live their own lives independent of the state. They don't want to be self-sufficient. They don't want to educate themselves. They want the state to save them. So I would be a complete fool to think that I should live for these people. No, I'm not doing it. It's not as if I haven't tried to do that. I tried to be an activist. I've tried to run for office. By the way, I have all these side stories that I could share. I did run for trustee of this college. And I was trying to tell people not to get liberal arts degrees. They should get into STEM programs because the economy is not going to be what it is right now. And this was several years ago. Before AI took over, I knew this shit was going to happen. And I mean, they didn't literally boo me, but it almost felt like I got booed off the stage because they didn't believe me. Everything that I said came to pass. I knew that shit. And all those administrators were gaslighting the audience saying, oh no, what? And the fucking newspaper wrote this hit piece on me talking about how I was basically resentful. My undergrad degree was in political science, and then the one of the, I don't know what his title was, one of the editors for the newspaper, I guess, he had a bachelor's degree in political science too, and for whatever reason, his bachelor's degree, because that's all he had, was a bachelor's degree in political science. That was enough to get him a high earning job with a prestigious newspaper. And so I guess he felt resentful because I was saying that my political science degree is worthless. And here he is, unbeknownst to me, he has a political science degree. I didn't know that he had a political science degree. So apparently I struck a nerve by saying that. And then he wrote this hit piece on me talking all this shit. I don't even know where that article is, but anyway, I wouldn't share it on YouTube because I don't want to dox myself. But bottom line is that I tried to warn these people several years ago about what was coming to pass, and they didn't fucking believe me. Because I read all these studies, I read all these articles. I knew that we were coming upon an age of scarcity. We haven't hit it yet, but it's coming. things are going to get infinitely worse. And even right now, people still can't see it. It's happening right before their own damn eyes. Gas prices are through the roof. People are losing their job. And yet, for whatever reason, people still have this hope. They're fucking cock-eyed optimists, right? It doesn't matter how dire things look. They can't see what is right in front of them. They always have to cling to their false hope. And of course, there's people who are willing to take advantage of that. Think positive. Let me exploit your ignorance, and maybe I can get it. Maybe I can win an election out of that. See, if I was smart, I would capitalize on people's ignorance. I would just lie to them, make false promises. I didn't do that. Maybe that was my mistake. I just ran an honest campaign. I just told them the truth. What's that? Cicero. Cicero wrote this ancient pamphlet on how to win elections. And this is ancient. What was he? He was an ancient Roman. I can't remember his last name, but I think he was one of the Caesars. I don't know. Basically, he said that the way you win an election is to lie, make false promises, fake it till you make it. Once you get in office, then people will forget that you made all these promises, and you can explain it after the fact. You can basically say, yeah, I had good intentions, but there's all these circumstances which prevented me from fulfilling those promises, and people will completely forgive you because now you have the status. Now people respect you because you have already been in that position, and they're not going to hold you to your promises. And I've talked about Cicero, how to win an election. I mean, this is like 2,000 years old, but it's still relevant today. Everything that he said in that pamphlet is completely relevant. It's what they still study this in political science, by the way. They still use that pamphlet. This is what politicians refer to. So, getting back to the subject, the state took away your liberty, and now they're going to take away your death. Now you're stuck. Now the state is going to force you to live under their oppression, whether you want to or not. There is no escape. When the state has bad outcomes, the consequence is supposed to be the state loses its subjects. If you don't want to live under that oppression, then you should be free to leave. And of course, they're going to say that you can just move. You can just go to another state, go to another country. No, I want the mega exit. I just want to be free from it altogether. I don't want to go to another state. Because it's almost like we have a one-world government, one like global economy. So I don't think there's much of a difference going to another country. It's still the same fucking system. So never before in history has the state taken away your liberty and taken away your death. Death was always the option of last resort. Now you don't even have that. So this is abject slavery. This is abject subjugation. And that's why the original imposition is so cruel and unjust. It's not that you're just creating a person, because I guess I'm the oppressor because I'm telling people not to procreate. It's not just you want a baby, you want a family. No, it's not what you're doing. You're putting someone into the matrix and forcing them to be enslaved in perpetuity. There is no fucking escape. And I know most people don't think about this because they think they're just giving someone life. That's not what you're giving them. A life without liberty is death. It's a bare life. You're not allowed to reach your full potential, to self-actualize, to enjoy life, to be left alone. It's a bare life. It's like you're alive biologically, but you never actually get to enjoy life. You feel dead. You just feel like your life serves no purpose because the state has taken anything enjoyable and meaningful about life from you. I don't know. People don't think about this. People don't think about how oppressive the state is. They just, I don't know how people can be that fucking ignorant. I don't understand it. It's not just the masses, because even attorneys are fucking ignorant as hell. I just dealt with a whole group of attorneys recently, this probably 2 days ago. They were ignorant as hell, rude, narcissistic, entitled. All they were focusing on is how important they were, how valuable their time, how much they can extract from other people. No self-awareness whatsoever. This entitled as fuck. Never mind the fact that they did take an oath to uphold the Constitution. Meanwhile, they don't. I want you to understand that their understanding of the Constitution is very limited. What they understand is case law, what the Supreme Court told them. The Ninth Amendment, which is, I think, is the most important amendment, is not something that is taught in law school. It's not questioned on the bar exam. Most of them have never even considered what the Ninth Amendment means or its implications. Most of them have never tried a civil rights case. They just get into whatever area of law, and they specialize in that area of law where they can extract the most, get the most money out of people. They feel so entitled, whether you take a mortgage out on your home to pay them, they don't care. It's like the fucking mob. It's almost as if they would cut your fingers off so they can get their damn money. They don't care how you get it. Just fucking pay them. Like fucking Chicago, razzle dazzle them. What did he say? I forget how much. How much did Richard Gere charge in that movie? It was like a fee. I don't care how much you get it, but you pay me my money. An entire racket, the most dishonorable profession in America, the most traitorous group of people to the American populace. So you're not going to get any representation from them. They don't give it. They're not going to. They made this shit so esoteric, so elitist that you don't have access to legal representation or even the courts itself, because you have to go through them. They're the gatekeepers. They're not going to represent your interests. Their loyalty is to the state and to the courts. They don't give a fuck about you, even if you do pay them. So what? You didn't give them their license. They're going to take your money and use your money to oppress you. They're going. This is what they do. This is what that stalker does. He wants to debate me so that he can use my time and my platform, I guess, so he can educate me about the state's position. As if I haven't heard the state's position at every turn. As if the state has not indoctrinated us thoroughly about its position. As if every attorney in America is not going to relate. So you're not offering anything of value. I already know what the state's position is. If I wanted the state's position, I could file a fucking lawsuit and they would give it to me. I already know what the state's position is. It's all throughout the damn case law. I know what the fucking Supreme Court said. I don't need you to tell me that shit, bitch. I don't need that. I know exactly what the state's position is. The state is fucking wrong. Our rights don't come from the Constitution. Our rights come from natural law. Now, because these people are so afraid of dying, this makes them cling to the state. They can't protect themselves. They can't protect their families. They need the state to protect them. And because they need the state for their survival, that basically means that freedom becomes impossible for you. They're never going to dismantle this. They're not going to do that. They're not going to dismantle the state because they are terrified of surviving on their own. These people are incompetent. They can't protect themselves. They can't produce. They can't do shit on their own. They're no good to you. They're no good to society. They're no good to their own children. Without the state, they would just wither away. I don't know. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts. How are you acting like you're the head of your family when you can't even, you're not the head of your family. The state is the head of your family. You can't protect your family. You can't provide. You can't do shit without the damn state. And yet your children are supposed to look up to you and obey you. No, I might as well go straight to the source. The state is the head of the family, not you. You're the state's bitch. And you want me to be the state's bitch. So, no, the state can't really eliminate death. Of course, we all have to die at some point. That's what this person was telling me yesterday, as if I don't know that. You're stating the fucking obvious. No, the state can't eliminate death, but it can control the means and the control of the timing, place, and manner of your death. That's what they can control. So if I wanted to die at 30, the state can prevent me from doing that. Maybe I'm going to die anyway at 80 or 90, but that's still 50 additional years of suffering, which was completely unnecessary. That's what this person was not understanding. He's saying, well, you're going to die anyway, so you may as well be useful to other people. Fuck that. Why should I have to suffer an additional 50 years just to make other people's lives better? What do I get out that arrangement? What the state is eliminated is not death, but the choice of your death, the choice of how you die. That's what they're controlling. He's telling me that I can go to an abandoned building. I can violate the law and do all this other shit. No. If I have to violate the law, it's not a right. It's not a right. I want to decriminalize it so that people can do what they want without interference from the state. I don't know. I think if Patrick Henry were to give that speech today, because I've essentially said the same thing. I've said, give me liberty or give me death. And every time I make that same argument, I'm told that I'm crazy. I just need to call 988. So if Patrick Henry were to give that same speech today, I think he would be gaslit the same way I'm being gaslit. They would say, oh, choosing death is always irrational. The very fact that you're saying that you would choose death over liberty or a lack of liberty is proof of your own irrationality. So if Patrick Henry, one of the founding fathers, was gaslit, we basically never would have gotten the Declaration of Independence. We never would have gotten a Constitution. We never would have won our independence from Great Britain. Because these cowards would have said, oh, why do you want to die for freedom? Freedom is not important. Dying for freedom is irrational. You should just have some more babies so that your children can be enslaved. You should just get counseling and maybe you'll learn to accept your own subjugation. I mean, what kind of coward does that? It's so easy to pathologize an individual. It takes far more courage to take on institutions, to critique them, and actually take on the weight of that. To put a fucking target on your back, they don't want to do that though. They want to be a fucking mouthpiece to the system, to the state. They want to tell you how you can be useful to the state and how you can learn to accept to be a slave. Now, Benjamin Franklin said those who would give up their liberty for temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. So it's it's not a trade. It's not as if you get safety for giving up your liberty. You actually lose both. And the fact that you're willing to give up liberty for safety means that you don't deserve it. You don't deserve either. Because once you give up liberty, then basically your life no longer belongs to you. It becomes the state's resource to do what it wants. So if you don't have liberty, meaning you don't own your life, and the state's interest supersedes your interest, then basically your safety becomes completely irrelevant. The state will protect you so long as you're valuable to the state. When you're not valuable to the state, then the state will dispose of you. The state will, like they're doing right now, the state will throw you under the bus. They will dispose of you in some bullshit war, some completely unnecessary war which does not even benefit the American people. They will tax you to a point where you can't even sustain yourself. They will give tax cuts to corporations while you starve. Why? Because corporations are more valuable, I guess. Corporations, at the very least, make major campaign donations or contributions. You as an individual, you don't. You're not donating millions and millions of money to campaign financing. Let me see if I have any comments. Okay, here we are. Oh, I have a lot of comments. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these. I'll try to get through as many as I can. I would invite people up, but I really don't want to have a long thing like yesterday. They'll never give us this. Is too many people would take it. Where would all the workers and consumers come from? They're not going to need these workers. That's what this person was missing. He's talking about how Canada is discussing it. Well, that's because these people are going to be disposable once AI takes over the workforce. All right, y'all. I do want to get to some of these comments. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of them. There's no time for liberty. No, there's not. There's no time to fight for it. People are too busy focusing on their own extraction. Yeah, well, I'll give her credit for that. At least she does respect my rights. So that's all I ask for. Um, I'm trying to see if there's any questions or something I can respond to. Right, put me in a straitjacket. Put me in a straitjacket until I can be reformed and learn how. I basically need to learn my place. That I'm just a slave, and I was never supposed to exist for my own purposes. I was here to. I was put here to be extracted from. I was never supposed to enjoy my own life. Other people were supposed to benefit from it, not me. And if I reject that, then somehow I'm being solipsistic. Somehow I'm a narcissist. I don't know. Yeah, they were over there shit talking anti-natives. I didn't listen to that. I didn't listen to it, but I don't know. Um, I don't know exactly, what happened. But yeah, I know they were critiquing anti-nativists, and both of them used to be anti-native. So I don't know. The shit made no damn sense. Your dogs. Let me stop. Let me stop because I don't want to give this person an opportunity to start trolling me and stalking me again. Let me just. Um, I guess I can open it up. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here for a long time like yesterday. Your neighbors might be listening. I'm just. I guess I'm kind of over DNW. I don't have anything to say about that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mike, I really do not believe that. I just feel you are misguided. You have good intentions, perhaps, but unfortunately, matters are not as easy as you feel. What the fuck? Wow. So you guys are right. Anyway. Um, I guess I can post the link now. I'm still going through these comments, but I'll post it while I'm talking. That is surprising. I can't believe he's in the audience listening like that. No, they have no fight in them. They have no fight in them. They're just cowards. And they want you to be a coward like them. So it's just like, if you're not going to help me to liberate myself, then at least you can do is allow me to have a graceful exit. Hi, Chickpea.
Hi.
Yes, he does. No, DNW. I can't do it because the last time you were trolling. You don't have anything serious to say. I'm just not going to do it this time.
Right. LA, can I say something to you, please?
Before you go, what DNW is here? You want me to bring him up?
That's you're in charge. You're in charge, LA.
I know, but he trolls and stuff. Like he's just going to.
Right. Never mind him. Right. I was talking to you about We Are the Lucky Ones. I didn't mean that you were a lucky person. What I meant was, okay, life is such a load of old bollocks, all things considered, and that we are just the lucky ones in it. I'm not saying our lives are nice by any stretch of the imaginations, but we've got easier lives than the billions who've lived before us. That's how bad it all is. That's what I meant. I did. I know I said to you, you're the lucky one for having, I asked you a couple of questions. I said, but you're the lucky one. What I mean by that is things have been so bad for the masses all these years, that you are one of the luckiest of the masses. Yes? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's, I know it's probably London talk. No, you know me. I think it's all a load of bollocks, the whole thing. And yes, we are slaves. We own no land, and you have to sell your labour to a master. You're a slave. We are just as enslaved as the slaves on the sugar plantations, and we are. We could just choose our master. That's the only difference between us and those. And nothing's changed. We're still slaves. If you have to sell your labour to a master, you're a slave. End of. All of us.
Right.
Yes? I mean, LA, I look at my life. As you know, I've got RA. And you know what? My 30 years of RA have been a blessing in disguise. That's how bad things are. LA?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just reading through some of these comments.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay then. I'll sit and comb my hair.
I'm waiting for other people to speak too, but
there's only myself and Grumps here.
Hello.
Hi, Grump Guts.
Hello, LA, and no hard feelings, LA. I'm sorry, LA, if things got a little bit hairy. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. You're very charismatic. I do think you're just mistaken about things, but that's okay. You think I'm mistaken as well, and you'll garner up some support and do something. Maybe you will. By the way, Fatima says she hates me. It's a little bit harsh. I don't know what's going on there. I just see the comment. Hello to Fatima, who hates me. And they say, what's this? Fatima is saying they hate me because this is what the comments on the screen here. She hates me because I'm self-righteous. I'm a self-righteous goody two-shoes. And I think I found an easy path to life's answers. I've never, ever said that, Fatima. Actually, never once have I said. I've actually said it's more difficult than anyone can imagine. And I think you're the one who's facile. You're the one who's naive. You're the one who thinks you've found something meaningful when in actual fact, you're chomping on a nothing burger. You're offering zero. And you're the one who's taken the easy road and being self-righteous, pontificating in this pompous manner about nothing, because nothing will come of what you are preaching about.
I don't know, DNW. I think that I haven't been on your channel in a while, and it's just like you were.
By the way, Jay, I do apologize. Look, can I just say something else that's popped in? I apologize if calling you boy was hurtful. I'm sorry if you couldn't take that as a joke. I do apologize.
But is this like a week ago? You were still like shit talking my book, and I haven't even said anything about you in a while.
Well, look, Jay. When I say shit talking your book, I haven't. You're right. I've never read your book. Now, the thing is, I'm not in the habit of reading books when I don't agree with the person. The argument they're making, if I feel it doesn't make sense, I don't necessarily feel like I'm compelled to read the book, Maybe that's.
So why are you still talking about it?
Someone brought it up. You are a kind of, Jay, whether you like it or not, you are a major kind of theme on my channel. You keep coming in. You're within the orbit of my show. You're like the planet Jupiter. You're there. You're an immovable object, and you have an impact on us. There's a gravitational pull from you towards a lot of the people who watch my show, and you have some kind of power over them. I don't know why. It is what it is. I mean, look, what you say resonates with a lot of people. It really does, and it's extremely powerful for a lot of people as well. It means something to people. It really does.
Maybe it's because I'm an anti-natalist. I think that the only difference is that you have left our community, so you no longer represent. You're not giving them a voice anymore.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what's happened. You are, and in many ways, I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, it's not an easy task. I wish you all the best with it. Running this show for AN people, not an easy task. I am interested to see where you'll go with it. To be honest with you. As a kind of like, yeah, it's interesting to see what you'll do, where this will bring you, whether you'll go further down the road of AN and all the other stuff you talk about, or whether you'll eventually pull back. It is interesting. I am watching for that reason as well, to see where you go. Because you are,
this is my
you are extremely, you are probably one of the most motivated people in the kind of, quote, community. And it's interesting to see how that passion affects you as an individual. Because let's be honest, you're no spring chicken. I don't know how this is affecting you mentally and physically, but do you not find it grating on your soul, on your well, I say soul, on your vitality?
This is my last attempt. If I don't do this, if I don't actually see this through, then I basically have nothing to live for. I have to at least try. I don't know how far it's going to go, but for me to just accept my current condition, I just can't do that. I have to at least make the effort.
Yeah. Well,
because once I give up, then what you're going to see is a completely different person. It's not draining. It's motive. I almost feel like it's a lost cause because I already know how people are. They don't really care. But I think I've already figured out how to outsmart them. I do have a complete strategy. It's just going to take time and it's going to take money, but it's not impossible.
I mean, look, your thing about medically assisted dying and all that. I mean, Canada's basically offering that, aren't they?
No, they're not. Not unless you have a grievous and irremediable injury. Like you have to have a terminal illness.
Can't you get it for mental health problems in Canada?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. They've changed it.
Yes, the Supreme Court is supposed to have another hearing on that in 2027, but currently, no.
Oh, okay. When did that happen?
The case law, I mean, I'm not an expert on Canada law, but I did look up the criteria, and that original criteria for just having depression, they're not doing that anymore.
Right.
And even if they had it, I still would have to be a resident for like 2 years before I would even be eligible for it.
Yeah. So
it doesn't benefit us. Why should I have to go move to Canada for 2 years just to be eligible? We should have it in our own. I'm not concerned.
What about the tragedy, Jay, of the fact that people will be? You admit people don't listen to you, and people will be born into this world, and they will suffer horrifically, right? And what you're arguing for is this kind of conveyor belt out of here, so that they can opt out. I mean, isn't it horrible that people have to go through the horrible feelings of feeling so terrible, and their only way out is to off themselves? I mean, are you sure you want to devote your life to giving them a way out rather than championing their cause and trying to give them a life where they feel content?
This is a cause. This is the ultimate cause.
Yeah, but I know it's a cause, Jay. I know it's a cause, but it's a cause like basically to their end. It's not championing them as individuals. It's not trying to lift them up, trying to make their life adequate and content. It's like get rid of the ones who have problems rather than trying to fix the problems.
Well, if you have read my book, the whole goal is demographic collapse. So the birth rates decline, people get the right to exit, and then the state is actually going to be more responsive, because if they're not responsive, then they no longer have a captive populace who's forced to live under bad policies. So now the state is going to be motivated to actually.
because I forgot about this. You always tie it back to the fact we're slaves. Yeah.
Right. So the state has bad policies, and you're forced to live under them, whether they serve your interests or not. And we're going to the goal is to change that, so that the state actually has to be responsive. And then the people who are still alive will actually get.
You see,
policies.
I don't know, Jay, man. I just don't know. I mean,
but you're not offering an alternative.
But you're depending on state infrastructure to help you in this, and at the same time,
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm basically dismantling state infrastructure. I'm basically saying the most valuable infrastructure is human capital, and so you deprive the state of its human capital, then the state will be responsive. Stop giving it to them with. I mean, that's your leverage. Stop giving it to them willy-nilly without making demands. Why? I mean, it's like they're even under Nazi Germany, when they wanted women to procreate, they gave them incentives. They took care of them. They gave them housing and health care. What is the state giving us in America? Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, you've already said we should butt out because we're not in America. Do you think this is really just an American problem? Like the American, the country of the United States of America just isn't good enough for its citizens?
I don't know. I don't have standing to challenge laws in other countries. I'm not a citizen in their country. The state is supposed to represent me, and it does not. So I want the state to represent my interests because I pay taxes. I'm supposed to be sovereign. We're supposed to be this duality, sovereign citizen, right? And so I can't hold the state accountable in Great Britain or Australia or Japan. None of these countries have an interest in listening to me. So it's my state, and the state should be responsive to the American people.
Your arguments can be transferable, though, can they not?
Well, I'm not a globalist. I don't believe in this global citizenship nonsense. I'm a nationalist. I'm an American, and so it's to start locally. It's to start according to Aristotle. It's the family, the community, and then the polity. So it's going to be your local government, your state, and then the national government. So that's how I'm working it. If other countries can benefit from the model that I'm proposing, fine. This is revolutionary. This is something that nobody else has ever proposed, and it's going to be very controversial. And I don't think.
How long does it take to read your book, Jay?
Well, the plan that I'm talking about is not in my book. That's something I have not made public.
No, but I was going to ask you, how long does it take? Because we could have done it on air. I could have done it on air.
Well, I've already read it. I've read all 11 chapters on my channel.
Oh, yes. How long did that take you on your stream?
I don't know. It's probably maybe 6 or 7 hours if you put it all together.
Wow. Okay. A long time, yeah.
It's fine. Like, I just don't. I know you guys, at the end of the day, if you're a statist and you believe that the state is a good, that it serves the common good, then you're not going to see it my way. I'm an anarchist. I don't think the state benefits me. The state is my oppressor. The state has ruined my life. The state has ruined many people's lives. They just don't recognize it. For whatever reason, they have a blind spot when it comes to the state. They don't understand that the reason they're paying gas prices that are like $7 or $8 is because of the state.
Right. Well, I suppose we could revisit it and give a proper like a discussion on it if you want. 6 hours is a long time though. I mean, we could do it in parts, maybe.
I think at this point, and then I don't want to talk about somebody who's not here, but there's that person who's still lurking around. I don't want to deal with that person. So at this point, I have my piece.
You've moved
I don't
on.
have to deal with all of that drama. It's just, I'm good.
Right. Well, maybe I'll do it anyway, because give the devil his due. Be fair. And have a look at it. Yeah, I am sad about you, Jay. Sorry. If you view life as that horrible, I am sad for you.
But I must admit, I agree with LA. Because you know me, I've got the same grim, miserable thoughts.
I know a lot of people do agree with him, and I find it is sad. I mean, I don't.
Why?
Look, I don't actually.
But we're a slave race. If you can't see that,
it's not like I think it's nice.
Why
he feels this way.
Grubs, do you know that you are the property of the king? And the reason why they don't allow death anymore on demand in Canada is because Canada is actually under the king's control. Do you know that? That arsehole Charles has a right to say you cannot die, and there's fuck all you can do about it.
Can I bring a real life example to this?
I think there's problems with state sanctioned, death anyway.
Why?
Can I bring a real life example to this? I mean, I had a roommate in the hospital who was a quadriplegic. She could not move anything from her neck down. Yeah. And she couldn't kill herself if she wanted to. She couldn't move anything. And the hospital system seems to think that's a good position to put people in, even though they would die naturally. Yeah. They would stop breathing, or their bladder or their bowels would back up and kill them. But they think, hey, living in a living head, basically, with nothing from your neck down working, is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
So there's no counterbalance to that.
What do you think of? What do you think of technological advancements? Like apparently, there's people with Neuralinks in their brains now, where once they couldn't do anything, but now they're able to do things sitting in their hospital bed. They may be paralyzed, but they're able to paint pictures, move things around because they've got this weird.
That's great.
Microchip.
That's great. They can evaluate what technology can do for them, and they can decide, hey, I'm happy painting pictures all day long. And meanwhile, someone's sticking their finger up my ass and putting tubes in my penis. And, this is reality. This is reality. I saw it with my own two eyes.
I know.
I just want to make a correction.
It is really horrible. It is.
I'm not calling for a state-sanctioned death. I'm calling for decriminalization. That's not the same thing.
Right. And also have the ability.
We've said this, Jay, before, and that is, if the laws change, it's still in the law books, isn't it? It's still sanctioned. It's still like would it not become like the abortion laws in America? Like, it will be, the laws will be changed to allow it, okay, under your way of letting it happen. But the point is, those laws can be repealed. It is still actually regulated. It still would be regulated. It still would be sanctioned. It would never be.
Not if I get my way. If I get my way, it won't be regulated.
It would never be completely outside of the remit of law.
Well, that's why I want it decriminalized, not regulated. I don't want a legal right. If it's decriminalized, then it would not be regulated.
Yeah, but it's fraught with so many problems, don't you? I mean, undue influence, and also, the whole. If it falls into the hands of businesses, I mean, you don't trust businesses, do you? To do
the proposal that I have written is carefully worded. So I've already addressed all of that. Obviously I've thought about all these things. So, I think I've already addressed that.
I mean, I just don't. I think having it decriminalized is a huge problem. To be honest with you, you know.
At the end of the day, we live in a democracy, or actually they call it a democracy, but it's a republic. So it's going to be vetted through the public. The public is going to debate it and decide what they find acceptable. So it's not up to me. I can't change it. I can't do anything on my own. They're going to.
Sorry.
They're going to read it and decide which parts they want and which parts they don't want, and there's going to be a conversation about it.
Have you looked at the case law in relation to people who have aided and abetted people in such dire straits to off themselves in America? I know we've had cases here in the UK of people who've assisted others. I'm not sure if judges were too harsh on them. I'd have to revisit them, but from my understanding, a lot of them, the judge was quite lenient, you know.
Not the courts. The juries were lenient. Like in the Kevorkian case, the jury.
What happened in that case?
Well, originally they acquitted him in the first case, but I guess the second case they found him liable, and he had to spend, like, I believe, 7 years in prison.
Wow. What were the facts of the case? Do you remember?
Well, he's there. I mean, he had aided several people, but one of the cases he actually he didn't just assist them; he actually facilitated it on camera, and so I guess he was found guilty for, I believe, it was manslaughter.
Was he making money out of it?
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, see, that might be a problem. In you can see why that might be a problem. It might open, if you allowed that to happen, it might open the floodgates to very, very dodgy people, you know, who would use manipulation and undue influence over others to push them down a path they may not necessarily want to go, you know. And then they say, yeah, you know, it's legal, but they're doing it really for the money, not because they care about the person. So I can see why
they made over $1 million with this quadriplegic spinal cord injury when she should have died.
They make more money by keeping you alive.
No, but I'm talking about that particular case. I'm talking about people who make money by doing it. You know, you can see why, Jay. I'm saying you can see why the judges might not want that to be, might not want to be lenient. You know, because if they are lenient to someone like that, it would give others perhaps, you know, a confidence to do that and to maybe go about their life doing that in an entrepreneurial manner, manipulating people to off themselves for money, you know.
Well, but that's what the whole free market does. Like,
yeah, I know, but is that really what you want? I mean, look, you can see why the judge might be lenient if it's a husband or wife putting a pillow over their suffering spouse's head, you know. When the spouse wanted it to happen, you can see why a judge might be lenient in that case. But when it's a total stranger doing it for money, I think there's a big difference, right? As I said, there is the danger of undue influence and manipulation, you know, and there's a danger of it being malevolent. You could get some sick person who wants to kill people and finds vulnerable people and talks them into it. You know, there's all manner of things that could happen, Jay.
Right.
You understand
so
this isn't a simple fix, brother.
Because some people are incompetent to make decisions for themselves. Everyone else must lose their rights. Because they're so vulnerable, they can't vet people. They don't know when they're being taken advantage of.
Well, if it's decriminalized and unregulated to the degree you're saying, I think, yeah, it's a problem.
But so they need the state to protect them. So therefore, I must lose my rights.
I think they do need the state. Yeah.
But I don't.
Do you trust other people? Do you really trust other people?
I don't trust the state. I trust other people more than I trust.
The state is literally made of people, is it not? I mean, why do you have such trust for the average Joe?
I trust myself, which means that I trust my own judgment to determine who's competent to.
Well, you see, the thing is, you trust yourself. You can do it yourself.
I don't want to do it myself. I want to use my money to hire the person of my own choosing without interference from the state.
The other
If
side
it's
to
my
this is,
money and I have a right to contract, and we already have a right to die, we just don't have a right to assistance. Why it does it's the
well, you
logical
see,
extension
the
of it.
contract would be illegal. Okay, that's why contract law wouldn't apply. And if you
Right.
want to make it a legal contract, that means it would have to be regulated by the state, you know?
It's only illegal because it's criminalized. If it's decriminalized, then it would be legally enforceable.
Again, that would be in the statute. That would be in the law books, wouldn't it? There'll be an article.
No, contracts
appeal,
exist. Okay, I don't. The statutes are the default, but contracts exist outside the law. The courts would just interpret what the contract is. So you don't need a statute for it. It's a contract just like any other contract.
But they'd have to change the kind of the operating framework that currently exists to allow for that, and then that would be codified somewhere.
Not allow, because when you use the word allow, you're basically saying that the state gives permit. The same way the state does not create life, the state can't regulate death. It's something that has to happen. It exists outside the state. How can the state regulate life and death? It can't do that. Not really. It can act like it's God and pretend that it has this ultimate authority over human beings, but it really doesn't. So how can the state allow you to die? You're going to have to die anyway.
It's how you die.
Right. That's what they want to control. The state thinks that it's God. The state wants to force you to exist against your will, to extract from you for the benefit of the collective. And if I'm so valuable,
I suppose. Look, I have no problem with euthanasia, but it's willy-nilly euthanasia for anyone at any moment. I think can be a problem. You know, I think it could be a problem for society. You know, I know you care so much about the rights of the individual. But I feel sometimes, Jay, that you're neglecting to think about the other individuals who are born into such a world where life could become people could become so dismissive of the value of life, you know, the value of the individual, to the degree that it becomes this society that just says, well, if you don't like it, you know what to do. You know, I mean, I feel that in you fighting so much for your individual rights, you're neglecting to think of other individuals who would be born into the world that you would be creating for them. And I don't think that world would necessarily be a better one.
Then maybe they shouldn't procreate. I'm not.
Well, they're going. See, look, this is it. They, maybe they shouldn't, but do you not agree that they will?
Then they're responsible for
that. Whether you have a personal gripe about that or not, I'm asking you to think about the lay of the land outside of you.
Why should my rights be tethered to other people's decision? Like, if they want to have children, that's their choice, but I should not lose my rights because of their choices.
But it's not just about the people having kids, Jay. This is where I think your blind spot is. I'm actually talking about those kids that will be born. Okay, I'm not talking about the parents. I'm talking about the kids that will be born into a world that doesn't value life. Okay, that says life can just be ended willy-nilly, and if you don't like it here, just leave. To me, Jay, if I'm honest, that creates an environment where the powers that be, that aren't acting in our favor at the moment, have no real, let's just say, they don't have any need to fix anything. Okay,
they already don't value.
They don't
life.
have any need to fix anything. They don't have any need to cater for people who are having bad lives, because they can say, well, if you're having a bad life, you know what to do. Find someone to off you. And I don't think that. I think unfortunately, Jay, what you're actually doing here is, as someone who's an anti-statist, you are actually adding more power to power. Okay, you're giving corrupt power more power to continue down the road of accruing more power at the expense of others. And I really feel that's what you're doing. And I'm sorry. I'm being honest. And Jay, look, I don't think you're a bad bloke. I think you do care about this. and I don't. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I just want you to know where I'm coming from. I'm coming at this from a compassionate angle, where I think you may be handing power
what you're
to the
saying
corrupt
is
power.
demonstrably false because the state opposes everything that I am proposing. So if what you're saying is true, that I was giving the state more power, then they would support what I'm doing, but they're against everything that I'm saying.
Say that again.
The state is against everything that I'm saying, so I can't possibly be giving the state more power. The state does not want us to have the right to determine.
No, but at the moment, Jay, at the moment, there is a fight and there's a struggle to give people better well-being. All right, and I'm suggesting, in the world that you're championing for, that world won't even bother about trying to increase well-being for average Joe, because if average Joe isn't happy, well, he can just leave.
Right, and I
don't think that's fair on the children. I don't think that's fair on the children who will be brought here. And what you're doing is you're making them suffer for their parents' choices to bring them here. And I don't think that's fair.
They wouldn't suffer.
I think the just thing to do is to make the world better for those kids
who
come here.
The limitations
you're not thinking about those kids that will come here, because you're just saying they can opt out. Well, look, what about trying to stop them from suffering in the first place? By raising up the living standards,
I got that part
by increasing well-being.
I'm telling the parents not to procreate, so that would address
I know, but again, listen. The parents may or may not listen to you. I don't give a rat's ass about that side of it. The point is, people will come here. It's not their fault.
Okay,
why not concentrate on trying to raise well-being and contentment for those individuals, rather than forcing the ones who have sorry lives?
I don't know what you're saying, because my proposal has nothing to do with children. It's about adults.
Well, I'm thinking of the effects of your proposal on society, and children will be born into a society that would have such a system in place if you got what you wanted.
Well, they would have to wait until they turn 18 to avail themselves of it. But yes, if their parents if their parents are abusing them and have made their lives miserable, then once they turn 18, they can opt out.
Yeah, but why should that? Why would that be the favorable thing? Why wouldn't it be better if we could stop the abuse happening? If we could actually give them some compensation, if we could actually raise up their living standards, increase their well-being, so that we could somehow make amends.
If they if they desire,
why is the best thing to be done?
If they had a desire to do that, they would already be doing it. They're not going to do that. They don't want to do it. What they want to do is give you a bare life to where you're surviving, you're here, you don't have a meaningful quality of life, you're miserable, but you're at least valuable to the state and to the collective.
Jay, I think unfortunately.
But if they care,
I understand it. I understand it. I think you're overly misanthropic. Not all humans.
Why aren't they doing it already?
Not all power is even that corrupt and terrible.
Sometimes are they not doing it right now?
Positions of power. Sometimes the upswell of the
why aren't they doing it right now?
Why power to do the right thing?
Why aren't they taking care of the homeless people? Why are they not helping them?
In some countries they are. In some countries they are. In some countries they are. In some countries they are.
They're not doing it in the United States.
I know they're not, Jay, and this is what I'm saying to you. I think your problem is you're in the United States and the American people can't get their shit together, and they can't actually, topple the regime.
But what countries are helping the homeless, Gramps? I just want to ask, who's helping what countries?
Scandinavia, some of the Scandinavian countries I've read, there was a system put in place where they literally just housed all homeless people, no matter what their circumstances were, and they found it had better outcomes for society in the long run, no matter what the person's circumstances. So they didn't care if you were a false claimant or something and you're just lying out on the street for a night. They housed them all, and it showed that in the long run it meant there was less money spent on welfare, there was less crime, and there was better health outcomes for the individuals.
But housing doesn't solve everybody's problems. I mean, it's a good start.
No, I know it doesn't, Pastor D. I know it doesn't. Look, I'm not naive here. I don't think that this is the problem.
Okay, but
There isn't a
But
simple solution here, and I don't think this is the solution either. By the way, it's very simple.
Okay, well, statistically, 20 million people worldwide attempt suicide every year. That's worldwide. Now divide that into 8.3 billion.
Pasadena, how many of those people truly wanted to die, and how many of them were doing it just as a rash in the moment?
Well, 1 million people actually.
An emotion, and you will find most people kill themselves in the moment because of a rush of blood to the head, because of an overwhelming feeling of stress and strain. It's not a measured act a lot of the time, Pasadena. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not a measured act to go mountain climbing, but no one regulates that, and you can easily die from that. No one regulates how much you can drink, other than you're on the roads.
You're not only are you not comparing apples with apples, you're not even comparing.
Yes, I am. I'm comparing life-threatening decisions you can make.
There's a huge difference between mountaineering and killing.
You want to hold these people hostage.
The intention of the act. What's that, Pastor? What's that, Jay?
You want to hold these people hostage. You're saying that the state could, in the future, maybe help these people. Maybe eventually the state can get its shit together. And in the meanwhile, these people are suffering right now, and they have to wait. They have to wait another 60 years for the state to get its shit. Another 100 years. Why should they have to wait?
Well,
they're suffering right now, and they want to be put out there.
If you're worried about the number, if you're worried about the numbers here, in terms of the years of suffering, your system may create more of that, because your system would allow people to be born into a system where they would just have their life ended if they felt sorry or upset.
Well, the only alternative would. The only alternative would be for me to tell people that they can't procreate, which I'm not going to do, because I don't want to be. I don't want to be tyrannical. So if they're.
And I make my point. You're worried about people having 30, 20, maybe even 60 years of suffering whilst they're fighting for a better world. You're worried about that. Well, my point is, if you're worried about those X amount of years being a problem, what about the actual fact that your system could create a forever problem where people are born, they live for 20, 30, 40 years, and they live in abysmal suffering, and then they kill themselves, but there isn't any solution to that. So in actual fact, long term, you produce more years of suffering. If we continue as we are and fight for a egalitarian system that lifts everybody up and that tries to make the world a better place. Your system potentially, Jay,
you don't know that.
Long term,
you don't know that because you haven't
potentially long term, you produce more years of suffering than what I'm suggesting.
No.
Potentially, Jay, you can't deny that. You can't deny.
If people had the right to opt out, they would not procreate.
The state would have no. There would be no push or power. There would be no incentive for the powers that be to make society better, to prevent suffering, because the problem would be eradicated. The people who suffer would.
What you're proposing?
There would be no voices left to say, "Let's change the system."
You're basically saying, "Don't do anything." What you're saying
is that there's not a problem. Far from it. I'm saying it's time for you guys to get your shit together in America and topple the regime. If it's not serving you as individuals, if you're having such bad outcomes for your citizenry,
what are your proposals?
If you're having such bad outcomes for your citizens,
because you're basically just being a naysayer. You're saying that everything. But you don't have. What are your alternatives?
Countries all over the world have rebelled against.
What are your alternatives? Because I'm not hearing anything.
All over the world, people have rebelled against corrupt power. All over the world. I'm not suggesting you start a civil war. I'm just saying all over the world, other countries have done it when they.
What are your proposals? What are your alternatives? Crickets.
No. Better welfare, better medical, better medical care, better education, a rise in prosperity for all, and access to the fortune of humanity.
Why aren't they doing it right now? It sounds very pie in the
sky.
Why
aren't they doing it right now? That is the biggest problem. Jay, sorry, I keep calling you Jay. I'm very sorry because I'm not used to seeing you as JC. I'm sorry. I'm used to seeing you as LA. Now, why aren't they doing it right now? This is the huge question, the biggest problem I believe we're facing, and that is a cucked populace, a fucking conditioned populace, a populace that doesn't know how bad that they've got it and how bad it looks and how bad it's going to be. and they need to wake up, smell the coffee, and say, enough is enough. We're mad. We're going to get madder, and we want change.
Where are these people? Where are these revolutionaries who are actually going to affect?
Maybe it's someone like you. If you could direct yourself in a, maybe you're the next Che Guevara.
It's not going to be me. They don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck either. I'm not going to fuck. If they don't care, then I don't
you don't
care.
give a fuck. So hold on, we've got to it here. You admit you don't give a fuck about others
because they don't. Because I've already tried fighting.
Well, I mean, why should we listen to you if you don't give a fuck about others?
I've already tried fighting the system for years. The people don't care. So
you
now
don't give a fuck about others. So why should we listen to you pretending to be compassionate about others if you don't care about others?
You shouldn't listen to me because what I have to offer is not going to benefit you.
So you're admitting this is all just a solipsistic, narcissistic ploy to get your own needs met. This is all about you.
The system can't be reformed. The only thing I can do is help the individuals within the system who don't want to be oppressed.
I mean, the system can't be reformed. I mean, it
doesn't want to be reformed. The people
you said you did a political science degree, right? Did you say you did a political science degree? Is that what you said you did?
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you've been. I don't know what modules you did in that, but there are different ways of governance. There are also different technological possibilities. Yeah.
All the bad policies that we have right now were supported by the American people. This is their fault. They put this shit into action. They
I think the truth of the matter, Jay, the truth of the matter is you're in America and America sucks. I'm sorry. That is the truth. From where I'm sitting, America's a shithole.
I don't think Great Britain is much better.
I think
the
it's.
People in the UK,
you're right there, Lele. You're right there.
No. He's not right. He's not right.
The UK is not much better. It's just not.
The UK, we are suffering. We are suffering. I'll tell you why we're suffering, Jay. Because we're beholden to the shit show that is the United States of America. Biggest mistake we ever made. The biggest mistake we ever made as a country was being in any way beholden to America. We should have fucking looked to Europe. We should have centralized and empowered Europe. And that we took our foot off the pedal. We did.
I listened to what you said.
We went to somebody who isn't really proven to be our friend.
You said the solutions that we need more imperialism. We need we need Europe to basically reconquer the rest of the world and civilize them. I was like, are you serious? So that all those conversations we had, I guess you really
you heard that, did you? That was by the way, there was somebody there who was mixed race. African, and he agreed with me. So this isn't a race issue. This has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do, but it does have.
It is race because what you're saying is that you want white people to take over the world. That's essentially what you said.
No. I'd be happy if it was an African. I'd be happy if it was an Indian, Chinese person if they thought the right way. That's the fact.
Yeah,
that's the fact. I don't. Look.
They need to think the white way, not the right way, but the white way.
No. That's very unfair. That's very unfair. That's harsh.
Well,
look, Jay. Look.
You literally said you want.
Hold on a second. Much of the modern world. Hold on, the modern world, right? I know that the UK ended slavery. What was it, 1801 or something? But the point is, that wasn't because a white man led the way, primarily. African people fought for freedom, African American slaves, So this isn't about the white way. The good way is forged by many people from many parts of the world. It's not just one populace, one race.
Would you be happy if black people ruled the world? I don't think you would.
Well, I think you're. I would. Why wouldn't I? If I was happy, why wouldn't I? Honestly, if I was happy, why wouldn't I be? But ideally, Jay, everybody would have a say. Everybody would have a say.
If I were to say that Africa should just colonize the rest of the world, I think you would have a problem with that. But you said Europe should do it, and for some reason,
Jay, you're misconstruing what I said. I didn't say. I said it was. By the way, don't take that too seriously. It was a bit of a. It was a little bit of rhetoric on the edge, off the hoof, riffing along. being informed by what was being discussed. Don't take it too seriously. It was said in the heat of a live stream where thoughts were just free flowing. Jay, what I was talking about at the time, I remember rightly, was that some countries present significantly more problems than others in terms of humanitarian problems, violations of the rights of their citizens, people fleeing them because the very environments there are hostile to life for an individual.
Like
so
the United States.
I was suggesting we should go into those countries if they can't handle their citizenry, if they're making their citizens so unhappy. Well, maybe we should go in, and if they're fleeing to our country, if they're choosing to flee to our country, that's a sign that our country is obviously in the eyes of the citizens that flee here better than their home country. So in actual fact, that's given us that somewhat has given.
I live in the United States and I'm fucking miserable. So what does that say about the West?
Well, I wouldn't compare the UK to America at the moment, or Europe. I think America is a terrible place, no doubt about it. But I think, as I've already said, I think Europe and Europe is a much better place ideologically, and it's a much better place in terms of trying to build a better world. You know,
you don't even have freedom of speech in the UK. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, there should be limits on what people say in public. I believe in the principles of avoiding the hate crime, for example.
I'm sorry. I don't think I would be happy in the UK. I think all the state is the problem. I want to be free from the state.
But Jay, if a country is making its citizens unhappy and those citizens are choosing to come to the UK in their throes, do you not think the UK has a right to go to that country and say, what the fuck is going on? Why are all your people choosing to come to our country? Because those people choosing to come to our country are giving us a vote. They're saying, the UK, save us. Please save us.
They're coming there for economic opportunities. They're not coming there for freedom.
They're coming there to be saved.
For jobs, for housing, but not necessarily
they're coming there for a better life because their own home country can't provide it. Look, this is fraught with difficulty, Jay, and I recognize that, because it is true that some of those countries are shit because, America went in there and brought us along with them, like Iraq and places like that. Maybe, and that for me personally is an issue that we follow America. We shouldn't follow America.
You're not following America. You're following Israel. America and the UK are both Israel's bitch. That's what you're not following us. We're both slaves to Israel. That's what's really going on.
Well, I don't think we should follow anyone. Only we shouldn't follow any outsiders. I do agree with that much.
Yeah, so don't blame the United States. Like, blame Israel. Blame the right country.
Well, I blame you because your population's however many people. Is it 350 million people? And it's a shit show. And it's causing shit for everyone all over the world as well.
Well, and the reason that we went to war with Iran was because of Israel, not because we wanted to do it. They have.
I wasn't just talking about. We didn't go to war with Iran.
No,
we chose not to.
The United States did.
We chose not to do it.
Well, this is a matter of time before Israel manipulates you into joining this war too.
Well, there will be the possibility of our self-interest being impacted by the Strait of Hormuz, for example, being blocked or and commerce made difficult. I mean, yeah, we may have to act in our self-interest, but that's not to say we caused the situation.
At the end, I don't know what it is. I think people just want to struggle. I think for whatever reason, I feel that you have a vested interest in seeing your progress, regardless of how incremental, how small it is. Like, that makes you feel better. It gives you hope. I don't have that. I don't care about incremental progress. Because I listen to you talk about how we're making so much progress. It's very slow. It's not happening fast enough for me. I'm not interested in waiting around to see it happen.
Right. See, this is it. You got some kind of weird ADHD infliction going on where you just can't be patient. Like, life as a phenomenon has been around for billions of years. The problems of life have been here for a very long time, Jay. it may take a considerable amount of time to fix it.
So if it happens after I die,
there is no quick fix to
so
this
if people
strange
benefit
phenomenon.
from it, so if there's progress after I'm already dead, then how does that benefit me? My lifetime is probably not going to happen. So I'm still going to.
I know, and the problem is you can't get behind a cause. I know that psychologically.
But why should I? Why should I live a life of drudgery just so that other people can benefit from it?
Well, it may be that it may be scientifically it's been proven that if you act in service to others, if you help others, you will feel better about yourself.
No, I've done that.
Maybe the problem is maybe the problem is you're introverted. Solipsistic.
It's not true. I lived the first half of my life as a sacrificial animal, putting other people's needs before my own. And this is the reason why my life is so fucked up. I refuse to do it anymore. The takers of the world are the ones who are successful. The people who don't have empathy, the narcissists, the sadistic people who just want to control and become wealthy, those are the people who are happy. They're running amok, and everybody else are just prey. Everybody else, because they don't even realize what the hell is going on. They're ignorant. They're just asleep at the wheel, and they're just fodder for. And I'm not going to be fodder. I'm not going to be the sheep who's being put to slaughter. I'm going to put myself first, just like they're doing.
You already are the sheep that's being put to slaughter, Jay, and you're walking into the pen where they are going to give you a kosher ending. Or a halal ending, whatever it may be.
On my terms.
You think it's on your terms, but it's not on your terms. You're walking in there as a sacrificial lamb yourself, willingly. In fact, you're fighting for it. You're fighting to
I am.
By a corrupt system. That's what you're doing.
I want to be free.
And he's got my backing 100%.
And that's all that matters.
It's this is it's cartoonish. It's cartoonish buffoonery. It's literally it's literally a sacrificial lamb whose life.
There is a need for this in the world. It's a minority need, a very minority need, but it's a need.
Cartoon buffoonery. It's literally a sacrificial lamb whose life has been made shit by the system, shouting.
It's not the system.
Shouting.
There's a million things that can go wrong in your life that you cannot change.
He wants to be ended, and then with pomp and ceremony, allowing himself to be ended by the system.
Not by the system.
It is. It's the system has caused all your problems. The system has caused your problems, and you're championing.
And the system hasn't fixed them, so here we are.
You are championing, whatever you like to say, you are championing the current system because you are allowing it to end you rather than putting up a fight.
Unfortunately for you, DNW, I now have a fiscal sponsor, so now I'm actually going to be able to get some shit done. So you
are championing the cause
no longer a cartoon
of the current system.
There's actually money
because
being put
you are not willing to fight against it.
I am fighting against it, not the way that you want me to, but I'm doing it my way.
I know, and your way empowers the system.
Why do you care though, DNW? You don't live in the United States.
I'm just saying. You need to know what you're doing.
Well, I do know what I'm doing. It's like you're so vested in what's happening in America, it doesn't even affect you at all.
No. Well, unfortunately, as I said, I should be because. Unfortunately, America has huge sway over the rest of the world. I mean, have you not heard about Cambridge Analytica and all the shit that went on with Facebook and, getting involved in fucking elections all over the world? Have you not heard about the puppet governments all around the world put in there by the American government, Secret Service? I mean, it would be stupid of me not to keep one eye on America, considering America holds such sway over the world and considering that America can't even sort its own shit out whilst it's trying to fucking govern the fucking world.
Right. There's a reason why I'm getting so much pushback from you, DNW. The reason why you're pushing back so hard is because you support the system and everything that I'm saying goes against the system. If what you said was really empowering, if what I said was really empowering the system, you would support it because you support the state. The fact that you oppose it means that I'm doing something.
No. I'm not that naive.
You're hard.
I mean, the thing is, you are typical you have these kind of borderline traits where you see things in black and white. I know there's nuances here, and the thing is, you think state bad, you know, non-state good. I don't think it's as simple as that. I'm thinking democracy good. You know, people are a problem because they can be persuaded to vote for the wrong people. Power a problem because it can be corrupt. Huge problems, but it's not a simple black or white matter, Jay. That's what I'm saying.
Either you own your life, either you're free or you're not. It's really that simple. If you don't own your life and you're a slave, and basically your life can't have any value to you because you don't even own it. The state owns you, so it doesn't matter how good your life is. It's not yours. If you can't determine when you want to go, if you
have such a lack of imagination, not to sometimes be free in your mind, I feel sorry for you, bro.
You don't need to feel sorry for me. Your empathy does not benefit me at all. You just need to support my rights. So if you don't support my rights, then I don't. Then basically it's a non-starter. Like I don't know why you're opposed to me having rights. Like I thought you were supposed to be so democracy. Because if you're pro-democracy, I'm going through the democratic process. I'm going to give the people a choice to vote on this.
No, this is part of the democratic process. I'm not denying you that ability. I'm saying I'm as part of the democratic process. I'm having a conversation with you why I feel that your views, you know, if they materialize, in fact, could cause huge problems.
Well, obviously, if it does cause problems, it's because this is what the public wants. So they're going to get a choice.
I know. Look, I'm not denying that. And I'm saying, yes, and I've already said there are huge problems. And the democratic process can cause issues down the river because people can make bad choices. They can be, you know, they can be not swell. People can vote emotionally. People can vote emotionally, which is what I feel you do. You think about things. You allow your emotions.
You're concerned that the public may actually agree with me and actually.
No. I'm concerned the public may vote emotionally. I don't think they will agree with you, but they may vote emotionally and not think about the darker consequences of matters because they think perhaps they will be persuaded to think it's a simple black and white matter when it's not.
That's what democracy means, though. It's the will of the people. If they support it, then
of course. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying you your right, Jay, to go out and fucking, you know, try and change people's hearts and minds. I'm just saying I don't think you have the solution, brother.
It's not up to me. It's up to the people. If they support it, then
well, I mean, look, you're the spokesman for this. So who else am I meant to talk to? You're the one putting forth these ideas.
Well,
I'm asking you. I'm questioning you. You're the proponent of these ideas, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So
if the
democratic process, you're the person people will look to for, you know, deeper, examples of what you're proposing and what it could do and what it means.
It's the marketplace of ideas, and if they support my ideas, it's because my ideas are better than other people's ideas.
Otherwise,
they wouldn't support it.
Taput says he doesn't think LA ever claimed it is the solution. Okay, fair enough, but
it's not the solution.
I don't believe he's gone enough down into the nitty-gritty and the hard work of trying to appreciate what are the effects of what he is proposing. I don't think he has.
Why are you assuming that I don't know this?
In the conversation, it's not evident. In the conversation, it's not evident.
You want me to tell you what the effects are? I can tell you.
Go ahead. This is not Jay, let me be honest here. Give me a SWOT analysis here. Give me the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Give me an honest. Give Steelman the opposing side. You know, give me both sides of what you see as the possible future if you got what you want, and be honest.
Okay, if people had the right to terminate their lives on demand, people would be less motivated to procreate because they would not be guaranteed a return on their investment. So people would not procreate because they would not necessarily be sure that they're going to have whatever benefits they wanted to extract from their children. The state would also be more responsive to its populace the state would basically be forced to create better policies so that people don't opt out. There's probably be a minority of people who you're talking about who are vulnerable, who are too incompetent, who may get there was going to be a very, very, very tiny percentage. Most of the people who take advantage of it will be the people who already have very poor quality of life, people who are already miserable, people. I forget the quote that guys, what is this guy's name? This quote, he said that, I have to remember, he's basically a life, nobody ever defended a life that wasn't worth preserving or something. Like, if it was worth preserving, then they would not want the right to die in the first place. So the very fact that they want it means that their lives are such a poor quality that they don't get any enjoyment from it. So the incidences of I'm trying to remember the exact quote. I know I'm butchering it, but the very few people who are vulnerable, those are going to be a minority. But even with procreation, right? They say most people enjoy their lives, but the people who don't, they're the minority. So anything that you do, there's going to be the minority of people who are negative.
Jay, I can see a huge problem, a glaring problem here. So you're basically saying the people who it will affect in a negative fashion, these vulnerable people are a minority, so we shouldn't maybe consider them.
Very tiny
minority. Let me turn that around. Let me turn that around and put to you this matter, and that is the people under the current system who cannot end it themselves are a minority, are a small minority, and therefore shouldn't be taken into consideration. I mean, if they really wanted to, they could end it. So you could turn that around to extinguish your argument. You know what I mean?
No, because we're going to. Okay, again, you have to read the book.
Be honest. You could.
You have to read the book. You have to read the book because
you're saying the people who could be manipulated, the vulnerable people who could have bad outcomes from this, are a minority, and I'm saying if they don't matter, if that minority doesn't matter, then why should we be concerned about the minority of human beings who are not in a position to end themselves and who want to? Why should we be worried about them? If that's your line of thinking, if you're saying the minority doesn't matter, what the hell are you going on about? Because your whole argument is for those minorities, the minority that cannot end it themselves, even though they want to. So if you don't care about the minority, why are you championing for them?
No, because there's natural checks in it. I'm not saying that. When I say minority, I'm talking about a very, very small minority. I'm talking about maybe 1, 2, 5 people. It's not going to be tens of thousands of people like what you're thinking. It's going to be one rare exception where somebody got taken advantage of, but the overwhelming majority of people who benefit from it are going to be people who are actually competent and actually. But at the end of the day, I've already written the proposal. It has safeguards in it. It's not going to be something where tens of thousands of people who are incompetent are just offing themselves. That's not what this is about.
Okay, can I just ask Fatima? Fatima says that she hates me. Fatima, when did this hate start? I mean, it's such a strong emotion. It's a really strong emotion, and we seem to have cordial conversations recently. I mean, maybe 2 weeks ago or something, and now suddenly you hate me. I'm just bamboozled and confused as to how that happened in such a short space of time, considering I wasn't even online. I went offline for a week. I was busy, and suddenly I come back to this tirade of hate. I'm quite confused. So Fatima.
All right, now I have the quote from David Hume. David Hume says, "I believe no man ever threw away a life while it was worth keeping." So the very fact that they want to avail themselves of this proposal means that their lives are not worth keeping. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. It's not in their rational self-interest.
I suppose I'm going to have to go soon, LA, but going back to what I said about the minority, I suppose I could steel man you in that the minority who could be, pushed into doing this unwantedly, they wouldn't choose to do it themselves. They may be manipulated into it. No, I don't know. I'm going to backtrack. I don't think that would. I think there is a danger that could be quite a sizable amount of people. I was going to say it might be less than the current state of affairs, as in the minority now who cannot end themselves, okay, and want help doing it. I was going to say that, if you got your way, the people who could be pushed down that road, but under duress, that minority may be smaller than the current number of people who feel they want to end it but can't do so and want help to do it. And actually, I'm not quite sure I can be so confident that,
Can I add one thing to this equation?
I can't be so confident.
DNW, you've had the stage a long time, okay? I want to add just one quick thing for food for thought. Of the 20 million that attempt it every year, how many of that 19 million that aren't successful are now vegetables because they put a gun to their head and they didn't successfully do the job, and the medical establishment said, "Oh, we're going to live," or they took too many pills and now they have their system's poisoned. They have to be on dialysis the rest of their life. And
you'll have to tell me, and that may not speak to their suicidal ideation. That may be.
Just saying
that may be a problem. Again, another American problem, because you nutters all have guns everywhere.
Well, that's not the only way to go. You can take pills, you can hang yourself, you can electrocute yourself.
If the guns weren't there, maybe that wouldn't be a problem.
Maybe it'd be less of a problem. I'm just saying that there's 19 million, and I guarantee you there's a significant percentage of those 19 million that are now permanently disabled or disfigured because they did not have a successful way to do it. And that's what they wanted. I mean, it goes down to Jay's name of Jay's book. Whose life is it? It's their life.
It's not simple. It's not simple.
No, it's not simple.
It's not simple. I mean, do you believe in free will? Before I go, should we take into consideration when someone's thoughts and feelings when they're at their highest and most stressed, or should we wait until they're maybe in a more, let's just say, peaceful state of mind to ask them what their perspective is?
Let me just say one thing on that.
A lot of those people that choose to do what you've just said, they're in a very stressed situation, and unfortunately, if they weren't in that stress situation, they wouldn't choose to do it. Now, I'm not sure how many of them are also suffering from terminal illness. I think a lot of that is mental stress. The problem, and none of you are addressing what is causing that mental stress, if we can alleviate it, and I find that worrying.
Do you believe in free will? Because it sounds like you don't. It sounds like you don't want people to have a choice.
Well, look. Obviously, I act like there's free will, and I talk like there's free will, but I'm not so sure there is.
So you want people to be forced to exist?
And I'm no different to a lot of people in that regard.
So why should I be forced to exist against my will? Like, how can I be a benefit to anybody else when I don't even want to be here? It's like I don't have a motivation to live for myself. Surely I'm not going to have a motivation to benefit anybody else. I'm probably more of a danger to other people because I don't want to be here. So
people, you say that, but I believe in the power of transformation. I believe sometimes, Jay, that if people are given what they need, they can change as individuals, and it's a bit like that Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If they're getting what they need in some way, or maybe their stresses and strains won't be so grating on their psyche.
They don't care.
I know. Hold on a second. They don't care, as in the current American system doesn't seem to care. But that doesn't mean humanity doesn't care. That doesn't mean there are other countries in the world not trying to help people. Not trying to help people, Jay. So I would say take off your, your stars and stripes tinted sunglasses and look at the world. Look outside America. Look for hope. And I do wish you the best of luck.
It's every man for himself. Nobody gives a fuck. They don't care about any of us. So do the best you can If you get an opportunity to escape, then you should take it. I'm not encouraging you to do it, but you should be free to do whatever you want. You should not be held hostage because of some false hope.
There is honor in trying to fight the beast.
Grumps, why are you so full
There
of
is honor.
joy de
There
vivre
is honor
today?
in trying to better the
DNW, are you fighting the beast right now?
For the phenomenon of life.
DNW, what are you doing right now to fight the system?
Why are you so full of?
What are you doing right now, DNW?
Today at the moment, what's wrong with you?
You're not fighting the system. That's what I'm saying.
understand.
Everybody talks about what should be done, but they're not actually doing it themselves.
You know nothing. You know nothing of what I'm doing. But Jay, I am trying my best
You're
to
not
motivate people. I'm trying to motivate people to be happy, and I believe happy people.
I asked you a question.
People, not just happy, not necessarily happy. Sorry, I want to.
I didn't tell you that you weren't doing anything. I asked you, what are you doing?
I'm trying to motivate people to have a drive and motivation, so that they can bear the brunt of existence and they can do something with their life and they can do something meaningful towards the eradication of suffering. And I believe if you focus on that task, it can help you carry the burden of being.
Are you fighting the system? You're not fighting the system, though.
I am with every last breath.
Now, can I just say something?
Have you organized? Have you protested? Have you demonstrated?
Yes. In the past, I have.
DNW, why
and
are you so
I'm still working at it online. Sorry, Chickpea, go ahead.
Why are you so full of joy de vivre at the moment? Because you're the one
this mischaracterization, this unfair mischaracterization.
No, you said
it's not joy de vivre. It's not joy de vivre. I'm saying it's much worse than you guys realize, and because of that, you are forced into action. You are forced to persevere. You are forced to try and motivate others to get them over the line to say, "Hey, we have to fucking do something about this. The phenomenon of life needs our attention. It needs all our energy. It needs us to be dedicated to the task of bettering it and trying to make things okay."
Yourself, it's a shithole.
It is a shithole. That doesn't mean we're not condemned to try and make it better, Chickpea.
But it's designed that way. It's designed by whoever designed it.
It's not designed that way.
Yes,
it's a phenomenon of fucking nature. This is the way it is. But that doesn't mean we can't try and do something about it.
What?
Okay. We're only waking up, Chickpea. We're only waking up. We've only stopped saying our Hail Marys. We've only stopped fucking, looking to the skies. We're only waking up and starting to think. The monkeys are waking up and we're starting to think.
It's all coming to an end soon anyway, thankfully. The whole lot's going to go shit pit. And it is, thank God.
DW, you should stop calling yourself a Gnostic because you're basically the opposite of a Gnostic. Everything that you're saying is just...
That's not true. That's not true. That's a manifestation of the demiurge.
Have you been drinking too much brandy, Grumps?
Cavossier. No, I haven't. No.
You sure about that? Because I don't know all this joy de vivre's coming from.
There's no joy de vivre. You're misconstruing my words, Chickpea. I'm sorry.
Why are you so attached to the material world? Why? I thought you were a little bit more.
Not at all, JC. Not at all. But it's all we have. It's all we know. I'm worried about the phenomenon. I'm worried about the phenomenon of life. I'm worried about the phenomenon of life. Abiogenesis is a thing. Life is here. We're the most intellectually endowed species. It's our job to figure out what the fuck is going on here and try to make it.
I can tell you what's going on. We're a slave race. That's what's going on.
So, DNW, you believe this is all there is. You don't believe in anything spiritual or supernatural.
I'm agnostic about that.
No,
that's right. Because you're
slave race. So how can you be trying to make something the best? We're a slave race trapped inside meat bags. That's what we are.
Chickpea. Because, and how many times do I have to say this? Okay. Yes, we are trapped in a situation, but that doesn't mean we can't act within that which confines us to try and make the situation better.
We are trapped inside
find out what the fuck is going on, because we have no idea what's going on, Chickpea.
No, I know what's going on.
We're on the cusp, technologically and scientifically, of making great discoveries. And by God, we need to make more discovery about what the fuck is going on, so that we can help life as a phenomenon.
Grumps. The next discovery is going to ensnare us even more.
You say that, and by the way, you may be right. You may be right. You may be right. But the situation is we are condemned to keep trying.
No, you're
whether you like it or not. The biological imperative is to survive. There will be people trying to survive. The species will go on, and I'm trying to think about those because I'm not a solipsistic, introverted, narcissistic.
You want us to be sitting ducks. You want us to be sitting ducks. You want us to be held hostage where we're basically prey for the state, completely vulnerable. We have no rights, and they can do whatever they want with us. And it's going to get infinitely worse. This is 1984. They're going to be torturing us.
Jay, you are right. Jay, you are right. It is terrifying. I admit it's terrifying.
Grumps,
so why do you
what's coming next? It's going to ensnare you for eternity.
Because I don't want to give up on those people who need us, Jay. I don't want to give up on those people who need us. And those people that need us are the future inhabitants of this cosmos.
Then that is your fight. That's not my fight. Why should I
know it's not your fight. And that's why I'm deeply worried about the effects of what you're saying on my fight.
Stop it.
Right. So everything you support this system, you support the state, which is why I'm a threat to everything that you support.
I think like all human beings, we definitely have our minds meet in certain points and they diverge at others. It is what it is.
Anyway, LA, I agree with everything you say on the subject because I personally believe that suicide should be on demand, just like abortion. So yes. I do believe
it already is for the able-bodied.
I beg your pardon?
It already is for the able-bodied.
No, it's not.
It is.
How?
Able-bodied. If you can do it, you can do it.
Have you ever tried to commit suicide?
No.
No, well, it's not as easy as you think. I know so because I have tried.
Well, maybe you didn't want to do it.
Yes, I did. That's true. I did.
Oh my God. Why are you gaslighting her, DNW? Of course she wanted to do it.
I took
I'm personally glad she didn't do it.
I survived it with some screw. Doctors told me I could not have taken what I said I'd taken.
Chickpea, maybe you're here for a reason. Did the doctor say that to you? Maybe you're here for a reason.
Yeah, to suffer. I'm here to suffer.
And to learn from that suffering.
No, you don't learn from suffering. I've learned fuck all from suffering. Nothing.
Sorry.
I've learned nothing. Don't you stop that nonsense.
Anyway, I'm sorry that I'm so vomit-inducing to your live chat participants here, really. They aren't terribly happy bunnies.
What could be happy for?
But at least I am, breaking up the stagnant waters of this still pond, this echo chamber.
Plus, I personally think it should be on demand. If you've made a mistake, well, too bad you've made a mistake. You're going to be recycled anyway, so who cares?
Loon Balloon thinks I'm in a cult. Loon Balloon, I welcome that challenge. If you think I'm in a cult, please come on, or please come on my channel, Loon. I'd be very happy to talk to you.
I know Loon wants to come up, but I didn't want to have a long live stream. But yes, she does want to come up.
But Grumps, okay.
I really have to go now. I really do have to go, guys, because I'm being called to do other stuff. So, anyway, look, I don't think you're evil. I don't think you're bad people, and I do wish you well. I do wish you well in terms of your own personal lives and the lives of those you care about. I do. So, do come on to LA stream now if you want. Enjoy it. Make the most of it. And thank you, LA.
All right, appreciate it.
Bye now.
I don't know what that what was that, y'all? I mean, come on.
I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you, JC, I have tried to end my life, and it's not easy. Because we are designed to survive until we get old. We're designed that way. Because I took one hell of a big overdose. It was huge. And the doctor
this is the gaslighting part, though. They're saying that it's so easy that we don't.
So it's not easy at all.
But if it was so easy and they actually support it, why are they going against everything that I'm saying?
No,
they don't. Because they're lying. They don't really believe what they're saying.
And because I've been hospitalized, for trying to commit suicide. Well, the ward I was on was full of people who had tried to commit suicide. We all bloody well survived it. It's not that easy. It isn't. I don't know why it's so hard.
They can't put themselves in somebody else's shoes. They don't. I mean, they don't want you. He even said it. He said your life serves a purpose. So they want to extract. They believe that you are beneficial to other people.
Yeah, of course. Of course, they can extract your energy, your work, your this, your that, your everything.
Moon, did you have something that you wanted to say? I mean, I know he's not here anymore, but
yeah, I did. I was trying to figure out, like, I feel like he's a part of a cult because I was like, why does he have the owl picture? Like, I forget what cult that is, but I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Like I told you, I'm being gang stalked, so. And also just these communities, like there's no such thing as free speech and free thought. You know, the media is controlled by these fucking idiots that have a lot of power, and so they're gonna be putting their little minions in like sectors like this, like pessimism, antinatalism. They're all over this fucking place. I don't know. It could be anybody, for real. Part of this type of dumbass shit. So. I don't know. What was he trying to fucking say? Was he saying, like, y'all were complaining about life, right? And was he defending it, saying that we should still stay here or something? Because I came in kind of late. So.
Well, he used to be an anti-natalist, and now he's not. He's basically saying we have a duty to continue the species so that we can benefit other life forms and other planets, blah, blah, blah. And he also does not support, because I'm trying to decriminalize medical assistance in dying. He does not support that. He's basically thinks that what I'm trying to do is dangerous.
Yes, he's a fucking retard, That's why I was trying to tell y'all to fucking kick him off the stage. Like, don't argue with the fucking retard, dude. Like, that's a natalist, you know what I'm saying? So, fuck what he thinks. He's not rational. He's irrational. I'm going to say this one more time. None of us ever consented to be here, so we don't owe nobody shit. And suicide, euthanasia should definitely be fuck illegal. It's just a human right. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's written on paper. Everyone should have the right to leave because they want to. Like, this shit.
Well, I think it should be assisted, Loon. I think if somebody wants to die, it should be assisted, just like abortion is.
Yeah. If I don't allow them to talk here, then they talk shit about me on their channels, and I'm not that I really care, but it's like for whatever reason. Okay, so you don't know the history. I used to be on his channel a lot, and I don't know, like we would have all these debates or whatever, and he used to get a lot of views, and then basically I stopped going on his channel, and so he's kind of, I don't know, it's like they want me to go back, but I'm not going back on there. It was just so much drama and so much infighting and shit. I'm not doing that anymore. I have peace. The people who, support me, they come to my channel. We have our discussions over here. We don't have all that drama that we used to have over there. So I'm fine. I'm good.
Actually, Jay, on the subject of abortion, I don't understand this. So we can kill potential life on demand. So I can't see why euthanasia can't be on demand, bearing in mind we have abortion on demand. I don't quite understand what the difference is even.
Not only do we have abortion on demand, we have procreation on demand. There's no qualifications for procreating. You can just do whatever you want.
Any idiot can do it. Yeah, any idiot can do it. Yes.
So any idiot should be able to opt out.
Exactly.
It's such a double standard.
Yeah, it is.
They're trying to trap us, bro. This is a prison. We're in a prison. Like, they don't want us to leave. So let me get this straight. People want you to have a kid, right? But like, no, and abortion's murder, right? So when the kid gets here, no one gives a shit about him, though. No one gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, once you're born, that's it. They throw you in foster care. No one gives a fuck about them, or they throw them on the fucking street, or sell them to a fucking creep for some fucking money. Like, you know what I mean? But they don't want to allow you to leave peacefully, or just to prevent an unnecessary life from existing here that no one's gonna give a fuck about. It's like,
what about all the abominable birth defects that no one talks about? We hide those away. Oh, we give them disability, then throw them in a closet. Those people have to deal with their lives for 80 fucking years because their parents had bad genetics.
I hate bitches that do that. That be like, have disabilities and they have kids, and they be like, oh, you're being what's that thing they call people? Because they try to make it something else. It's like, no, bitch, like, you got bullied for having disabilities, and you gonna have a kid that way they can go through the same shit you went through, dumbass.
And you could be two perfectly healthy parents and produce an autistic child or a mentally retarded child or a severely deformed child, and no one ever charges that parent with questionable motives.
That part.
You know? It's just crazy.
Clock it. I hate it. I don't want to say that. But
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just had to get that in there. And I wish DNW, you go do your sunshine work on your channels and your outlets, and let us pursue our solutions in our channel.
Well, they don't want us. They don't want us to have a platform. They think that we shouldn't even be speaking this. That's why they come here. They want to silence me.
Yep.
Wait, they're already doing stuff? What happened? I mean,
well, no, it's just that I used to say it on his channel, and they would just overtalk me and mute me, and they would all gang up on me, and so I stopped going on there. Now that I'm doing it on my channel, it's like they don't want me to talk about it over here either, because
who's that?
Somebody has a bad echo.
Oh, I'm troubled. I think I turned my phone off. Oh, sorry, it's probably me.
So he recognizes that what I'm trying to do is a threat to the system, and he's trying to convince me to stop because he knows that if I actually present it to the public may actually support it.
Wait, who?
What do you mean, who? The person who just left.
Oh, you're talking about DNW, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that's why he came over here to try to talk me out of it, because he knows that this has potential.
They're not going to
allow. And the fact that now that I have a fiscal sponsor and that I'm actually going to be able to pull some of this stuff off, he sees that this shit has legs. So, no, you're not going to talk me out of it. It's like they think that I'm ignorant, like I haven't thought about all these different variables. I know exactly what the potential downsides may be, the negative outcomes. I know that there could be a potential for abuse for a very small minority of people. Maybe some vulnerable person may be preyed upon, but why should I lose my rights because somebody else is incompetent?
You're trying to expose your way of thinking to the public? Huh?
I mean, I already have an audience. They already know what I'm trying to do. I don't know that I need to like rehash the whole history of what I'm trying to do, which is I've written a book. I have proposed legislative proposals. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I can't go over everything right now. That's not
everything. I was just trying to like get the basics, like because you already have an audience. Yeah, it's more like, okay, you're talking to like a minority though. It's like no one finds these videos unless they're already thinking this way. The people that need to hear this shit are the ones that are watching Ariana Grande and are watching football all the fucking time and having a million fucking kids. These are the people that need this message in order for a change to come. But after I've already told you what I'm going through being gang stalked, like, yeah, these are the kind of consequences. Like, and there's a lot of, I didn't know that it was this big, bro. You have a lot of fucking idiots existing on this planet that defend oppressors, bro. There's a lot of fucking people in cults. So yeah, you will be targeted. And I'm being watched. You know, my phone is bugged. So Big Brother is watching me and I'm on, it's probably bad. Yeah, and I'm over here on this fucking thing with y'all. So yeah, they already know about you guys because I'm here. Not just because of me, but they always have had people in these sectors any fucking ways. Like, they didn't give us the internet to fucking express ourselves. They gave it to us to fucking see who's awake and who's not. You know, these it's surveillance. You know, they know. You know what I mean?
But some of these people are agents. Some of these people are agents. I've been convinced that the person who's stalking me is an agent. I don't trust this person. It's like no matter what, they always have to defend the state. It's like, who hired you, and why are you here, and why do you think I would be interested in talking to you? Because all you're going to do is report me to some government department, and I know exactly what your agenda is. And so I'm not taking the bait. You want me to debate you so that you think, because you want, basically what this is going to be is an interrogation where you get to ask me questions. You think I'm going to say something damning that you can use against me. And that's why you want to lure me into debate. I'm not going to do that. You want me to reveal information about my agenda that you can use against me. So this attorney wants to back me in a corner, and he thinks that I'm stupid enough to actually take the bait. Why would I take the bait? You're not offering me anything. It's not even worth the risk. Why would I debate you when you don't have an audience that is big enough to give me a platform to promote my ideas? You're not paying me. and yet you think I should debate you for free when I get nothing out of it? No, you're going to have to pay me for that.
Period. There definitely is. I don't know if it's possible to awaken the population. I don't because there's just too many niggas, dude. And also, it takes internal work to wake up in the first place. Like it's like starting a fire. It's like, and when you're trying to start a fire, and then there's the flicker, there's a spark. That's what needs to happen in people's brains. Something has to happen internally. Because no matter, it's like leading the horse to the fucking water and trying to make them fucking drink. It's like you can give people all this fucking information, but if they haven't done any type of internal work, they're not going to be able to digest it. So it really does seem like it's impossible because so many niggas are caught up in the system, the matrix, and they're just running on the wheel every fucking day. If you walk up to a random stranger and say what you're talking about right now, you're basically like Neo in the Matrix, like pulling them out for a moment. You know what I mean?
They haven't suffered enough, but they're about to. This economy is about to go in the toilet. People are about to start losing their jobs. And this is going to be prime time, that it's going to be the season for them to finally wake the fuck up. Because right now, when you talk about suffering, it sounds like something that is in the abstract. It's something that happens to other people. They don't have any relations to it. So, yes, they have to actually experience it before they're actually going to pay attention. But right now, it's like things are in the making. Things are happening where they're not going to have any choice but to wake up. And by the time this next election cycle happens, they're going to be begging. Some of these people are going to be begging for the right to medical assistance in dying.
I know that's right. It is crazy how bad things are. I keep hearing people talk about the towers that are getting put up right now. What are them, 5G towers or some shit? What are they doing to us? I didn't even, There's so many flock cameras, so much surveillance. I'd be so confused because, like, someone brought that information up, and it's like, yeah, that's so true. Like, I thought the government worked for us. It's, like, completely backwards. Like, we don't know what the fuck they're doing. Let me get this straight. We don't know what the fuck they're doing. They be having private meetings and private together with different countries, different leaders and shit. No one knows what the fuck they're saying, and they're just like making the economy worse. And it's like no one knows what they're doing in private, but they know all about us. They all up in our business. Like what I'm talking about, like how I'm being surveillance. Like they're all up in my shit. They're all up in my shit. And they've done the smear campaigns and have turned everyone against me. A bunch of random strangers, and it's just like that's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. It's like shit's crazy.
So, right, and then you have their spies. There are millions who come and surveil our channels and try to convince you not to do anything to buck the system, that the system is already working. They'll gaslight you and say, oh no, the system is already helping people, or maybe the system will fix it, get its shit together in 100 years. Like, what does that do to benefit those who currently exist?
That part.
That's what I asked him, and he couldn't answer. He's just like, oh, I'm just too impatient.
You don't make no fucking sense, bro. Yeah, I think DAW is like a spy or agent, because I didn't understand his profile picture. That's like what Shideo just said, like some masonry shit. So, a stupid ass fucking owl. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. What a world to be born into. It's so fucking retarded. All people do is slave all day, and there's billions of them doing it every fucking day. It's just the most retarded shit. You ever watch Idiocracy?
No.
You need to watch it. Well, there's no point in you watching it.
I've watched it. It's a good film, isn't it?
It's a documentary.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah, I must admit, I think I've been here for 72 years now, and I'm so sick of it. Sick to death. The only thing that keeps me going is my cats and my pot plants, because I love my cats, but I'm sick of it. Really sick. Fed up with it.
I prefer animals over humans.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah. Oh, God, yes, any day. Yeah.
And people make fun of people for having cats, like women for having cats. Like, oh, you're gonna grow up all old alone and with.
Well, I am. Yeah, no one wants us.
Well, fuck them. It's like, yeah, assholes don't want you, narcissists don't. Okay, great, fine. Like,
Yeah, nobody
okay,
wants a cat lady.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Tell me
There's nothing
about
wrong
it.
with that. Don't ever feel
Like
ashamed for that.
narcissists don't want you to go no contact. They don't want you to flee from their abuse. They want to keep you trapped because they want to extract from you. It makes them feel better to have people to abuse. And so for me to advocate for the right to opt out for medical assistance in dying is the ultimate FU to the entire system. And they recognize that. They don't want us to have that right.
Would you trust it if they actually had that out? Like, I don't know. Actually, I thought about it, but dude, now, would you trust euthanasia? That what the government would give us to leave?
No, I don't want a legal right. I want it to be decriminalized. It would not come from the government. These would be private actors. The government would have nothing to do with it.
Oh, you mean people that are personally coming up with ways to leave instead of it being the government giving us ways to leave?
No, so you would hire someone privately to assist you.
Oh,
It would not be regulated by the state.
okay. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, that's so crazy. Someone could go to prison, right, for helping someone leave.
Right. That's the part that they don't understand. It's against the law. Not only is it against the law to provide medical assistance, it's against the law to provide any assistance, even moral encouragement, any type of assistance whatsoever, giving them transportation, giving them financial support, any of that.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
I don't know if these people are ignorant about the law or if they're just willfully obtuse. I don't know what it is.
Both.
But
Both. It's both. It's idiocracy, man. This is the dumbest ass shit I've ever seen. I can't believe I'm sentient. Like, I'm here. Like, and this is what it is. It's like, this would only be funny to like a sadistic rich person. It would only be funny to them, bro. Because they would be like, damn, like I could have really been the slave though. Like I could have really been the one, like, you know, like thinking this was normal.
hey, Fatima.
Hey, Fatima.
What's up?
So what did you think about that shit show that happened just a little bit earlier?
Oh, it was retarded on his end, yeah, to even come in and even try that shit again. You know, he tried it a couple of times here already. Like, it's so pointless to talk to him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I'm on his channel, I realize that it's his talking stick. So he does overtalk. He does put people on mute, but it's like he does the same thing when he goes on other people's channel.
Exactly.
He will still overtalk them.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like he wants to just make a point no matter what.
He's a natalist, right?
Yeah, he is a natalist, so he's gross in that front. Yeah, like I try to be a bit more cordial this year around, but it turns out that like, nah, I'm just as hateful as I was last year. Because last year I didn't really restrain myself when it came to like lashing out at people. Now, like I try to be like, okay, let's see if they're gonna let's see if I could give them another chance. And he said something to me that was like really fucking stupid. Like I should break bread with my enemies because they could be reformed if I'm like more dignified. That's stupid. No, if they're my enemies, they already hate me, and I belong to a minority that is really hated. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense, you know.
I don't like how the enemies get to just be the enemies. Like they just get to be the bullies. It makes you think about that. What's that shit they say? Turn the other cheek. Like when people treat you like shit, just like be the bigger person, you know. And try to, yeah, you know.
That never works out. That never works out in reality. Like that almost never works out. Like if they're an enemy for a reason. They hate you because they're your enemy. And you must make accommodations accordingly. You can't just always be cordial with them. You can't trust them. You can't just put your guard in the hopes that they can be reformed if you're in quote unquote a persuasive, because like they're not persuaded by you already. They don't take you seriously. Even if you give out the best words, the best rhetoric, the best arguments, their tribalism, which is in all of us, will trump like their empathy or whatever's there left. I don't know, empathy, compassion. I don't understand, you know. Like I think empathy is like, as I said in the comments, a double-edged sword, because like it can be good, but it can also can be bad. Like the other person could have not very trustworthy intentions, and they can just build up, like their plan against you. It does work like that, or they'll just leave you behind.
It's a fact.
Yeah, like I don't get this whole like kumbaya stuff. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It actually makes me sick to my stomach actually to even think about that.
I think we just need to separate. It's like if people want to be sadistic and I want there to be a separation, a divide. Like, okay, all the niggas that want to be following the leader type shit, the sadistic bitch, go the fuck over there. And people that want to do their own thing and live in peace and just chill and vibe, bro, till the end. Let's go over here. I would
Yeah,
love for it
right.
to be like that,
Yeah,
bro.
it's so dumb. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get these people who want to unite everyone. That's never going to happen. We're supposed to be separate and different for a reason. Like, we can cooperate on some things, but we should just be separate. Like, you're there, we're here. We have our own, like, a substrata culture, our own world. Don't interfere and everything will be good. But no, everyone's now mixed now. Everything is like postmodern. Everything is like in flux now. Everything is crossing between each other. There is no Venn diagram anymore. There is one. It's just a very chaotic one. It's probably the most chaotic one now, thanks to technology, AI. Like, there is no truth anymore. Yeah. Hey, Patsy.
Hey,
Patsy!
hey, Lou! Oh, God, I can't believe I get to talk to you. All
Girl, I love
right.
you. I missed you.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful.
Your voice is
Oh.
amazing. Oh my god, I missed you. I hope you're doing all right.
God, I was so worried about you. Oh, God.
Yeah.
You just don't know how worried I said, where is she?
Trying to survive. These crazy bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just came across your feed.
Yeah, you saw me because I don't know how this channel was randomly popped up. I was in the library and it was live I can't say it right. Live a dot.
Yeah.
And I just joined it. It was a live stream. So glad I
Yeah.
got over here. I didn't know y'all were all subscribed to this channel. It's
Yeah.
fire,
It
dude.
probably has something to do with, we had talked on other channels and all. Maybe they just dig people up from other channels that, I don't know. That's the way they do it. But
Algorithm, yeah.
yeah, algorithm. But,
Yeah, I'm glad you're good, man.
doing great. Doing great. Considering.
Considering
I mean, I'm sitting here, standing up here with sciatica going down my leg. Pain. Just chronic pain. And this is just part of life. These are the things that you younger people aren't. You're not quite there yet. But that's another aspect you're gonna have to deal with in this beautiful thing we call life.
It's an illusion. Why do you have chronic pain on your? What happened?
Well, I've always had back problems.
Hmm.
For decades. It just gets worse as you get older because your discs get more fragile, and everything gets weaker when you get older. You know what I'm talking? Everything starts to kind of deteriorate. Degenerate.
Sorry.
They call it degeneration. And everything in your body, you'll find out later that your muscles get weaker, your ligaments get weaker, your joints get weaker. Just because you're getting older. And like arthritis, stuff like that. People get it when they get older too. Chickpea knows what I'm talking about.
I'd send a prayer your way if it worked.
Huh.
So I was just doing some shopping on Amazon. Oh, wait till you get to 72. You're going to love it. Love
Right. Chickpea, you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Chickpea?
it. Of course I do.
Yeah.
I think when I'm older, I might get like back pain too, unless they come up with like new technology that could save it. Because I was in a car accident like 2 years ago, and it did kind of screw up my neck and my back. It's okay now, but I know when things get older, the
Yeah, oh, you wait.
breaks
Oh,
and
God.
abrasions will start to come back because the structure of pain is still inside. It's always going to be
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Once you've damaged something, the pain will come back when you get older.
Yeah,
And
fuck that, man.
What's so disheartening about it is I feel like I'm 40, 30. My mind, everything that about me is still 30 years old.
Lucky you.
I'm talking about, but my body is like, no, what do you think, what do you think you're doing, type thing, that kind of thing. It'll stop you every time,
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no, my head is stuffed full to the brim. My brain and my consciousness and my spirit is completely stuffed full. There's no more room anymore. It's horrible.
Mhm.
Stuffed full of crap.
And plus, another thing about it too, I don't like is that you see yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I remember what I looked like when I was,
Yeah.
21, 25, and you see every day you see something else different, something pops up or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's all
a
lovely.
vein in your veins in your leg, varicose veins or whatever you get.
Yeah.
Anyway, I look good, don't get me wrong, but I'm just, you just see it happening. It's like, it's just so discouraging.
It's horrible.
Does it feel like,
Have a good word to say for it. Not one good word.
does it feel like time flew?
Yes. Oh,
When did
definitely.
it feel like it was picking up?
And the older you get, the more it flies.
I feel that.
It really get like this is Saturday, and it seems like this is Saturday, and it seems like it was just Saturday 2 days ago.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Tell me about
I said it's Saturday already. That kind of thing.
Time does seem like it's faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting fast. Yeah, the years are going by faster and faster and faster. I see. Yeah, like I don't know.
Fatima was still a baby.
Yeah, but like I can feel it. I can feel it coming. Like just like the years going.
Yeah,
by
young people say it too. Yeah, you're not the only facet one.
No, like it's fucked up. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like
Yes, young people say
I'm
that.
running out of time as it is. I know it is. Yeah, and
Yeah, you
like
should be
I
saying
have
that.
a lot of health ailments, a lot of psychological issues. That like I don't even talk about here. Like people think I'm okay. Like I am, but like I do like repress a lot of it because like I just don't want people to worry too much. Yeah.
Do you need to talk about it in privacy?
Nah, it's all right. No, it's okay. I have other outlets to like manage it, and it's doing pretty well because like I still am active, always on here. I'm always out and about. I always walk outside. I do my exercises, workouts. So yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's just that just the fact that everything around me is just like going haywire, hectic. There's like 20 different cosmo visions, worldviews colliding in one, around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Stop recorders?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, what? Well. Yeah, like I don't know how people can look at things around them and think it's okay. It's not okay. Like no, like we're being ruled by the worst people ever. Like how can you not see that? Like I even think the fucking the rulers back then, like the dictators back then weren't this fucking evil and deranged. I think so, I honestly...
They were pretty evil, man. They was Plankton type evil, Dr. Doofenshmirtz type evil.
Yeah, but like I don't think that like Stalin would be in the Epstein files. He wouldn't do something like that.
Would Hitler be in the Epstein files?
No, of course not. No, they were bad in other ways, but not in those ways. Yeah.
I think it's because they've been gone. Okay, imagine you have all the power in the world, bro, and you got billions of humans that you rule over. I mean, there's more humans now than there's ever been in history, apparently. And it's just like, and we got technology and modern shit. It's like they feel unstoppable. They've been unchecked for years. No one spanked their ass once. And it's like, I think it just gets worse and worse. Like you do fucked up shit, and then you keep doing more fucked up shit. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just unchecked, bro.
There is no, like, yeah, exactly. Like, that's why there is no high trust society anymore. Like, that's extinct. Like, I think the older people here would agree back then there was a bit more high trust.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's dead. It's extinct. It's fucking gone. It's somewhere out there in the ether as a fucking phantasm.
Well, it started with the news, like you used to turn. Well, back in my day. I hate saying that, but anyway, back in my day, you could turn on NBC News, CBS News, ABC News, and it was like news, man, news, only news. But now it's like commentary shit,
Yeah.
like opinions. Your take on this, your take on that, that kind of thing. When I hear, we want the fucking news. Just give it the straight damn news. When, where, how, and whatever. That's the straight news. Well, that didn't happen anymore. That's just not that way anymore. And that's when it started. All this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Things not being real, and the whole
by design
society,
too.
The way they operate and they communicate.
Yes, exactly. And that was all constructed by a design. This wasn't an accident. This was already determined to have to lose high trust values societies. It's been determined back then that will no longer be.
It's always been a shit house. It was a shit house when I was a little girl. It's always been the same.
Yeah, you grew up in the Cold War. You realize how many wars happened in Africa in your time, Chick?
It's always been a shit house. It's when I was a little girl already.
Fucking with what? How many wars happened within Africa alone? Holy shit.
Well, I was living in Aden during the war when Aden, Yemen, and the UK were at war.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do wars happen in the first place?
Resources.
Who gets fucked up? Who gets fucked up in it?
It's just a game of chess. Do you know that the wars, both sides of war, are financed by the Rothschilds? All the big wars, they finance both sides. And we pay the taxes we pay with our lives. It's one big sham. It's just a game of chess. We've got the Committee of 300 at the top of society.
Exactly.
We're just pawns in a game of chess. That's all we are.
Yeah, Ross.
I think it's still all based on money. Money is the driving force.
That's a big one too. That is a big one. Yeah.
Money is the driving force in everything on this world.
Yeah, well,
I'm talking about every damn thing. It revolves around the dollar bill. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but Chickpea, at least
the bottom line right there. Money.
Money. Yeah. I think in your time, Chickpea, there was at least you could trust
Yes,
your next door
neighbor, right? There was in the low levels of society. There was still we lived in the high trust society. You could trust your doctor and you could trust the policeman and your neighbours. Things have got a lot worse, but it's always been a shit house. It's always been a shit house since I was born.
That's not there anymore in your country, Chickpea. That's gone.
Everything's gone. It's a shit.
Just go make it better. Go out and make it better. You guys are so negative.
Who said this? Who's talking?
Just go spread some sunshine. We don't know how to fix it, but make it better. Okay, please.
You got a fucking wand here?
Don't you see what's going on here? Just make it better, honey. Your arthritis. That'll cure Pat's decline. Chickpea, your rheumatoid arthritis, my spinal cord injury, that'll just magically, somewhere down the road, there'll be a cure. So just get happy.
Pastor, can I come forward? Pastor D, can I come forward?
Yes, you want a healing prayer? If you have enough faith, you will be healed.
Oh, damn. You're going there now.
All right. I'm coming now.
There you go. Put your hand on the screen. Send me $100.
I'm rubbing the screen right now.
There you go. Oh, I feel your spiritual energy, honey.
Oh, God.
The Lord is speaking to me. The Lord is speaking to me, and He says, "Heal."
I feel it. Just hear me. Oh, I'm right. Yes.
If I hear one more person just say, "Make it better," it's going to get better. Look, it's just, you can't tell me how. You can just give me all these wonderful adjectives and no rubber meets the road, ever. And that drives me nuts with, I'm sorry, I like DNW, but when he starts with that optimism bullshit, he can't tell me how.
Yeah,
I don't like him at all.
Well, I think he's a little smug. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, he's trying to balance out like a set of scales or something. It's not a set of scales. The negative is always going to be on the high end.
Yeah,
Okay?
it will.
The negative shit's always going to win out. Okay,
The
because
reality
that's what hurts the most. What hurts is the negative stuff. Okay,
reality favors suffering more than things getting better. It's always gonna favor that. You know why? Entropy, death. It's always gonna favor those things. And how the fuck can you defeat entropy? Like all of this fucking make things better bullshit. That's fucking stupid because entropy will always hurt you.
Yeah.
Yep. Your body's gonna fall apart.
I'm telling you right now, let's face it, nothing's going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
I hate to.
That's what's going to happen.
I hate to quote David Benatar again, but would you exchange, 1 minute for the worst excruciating pain desirable for 3 hours of the best pleasure? And you can think of some excruciating pain, but you can't really think of that much pleasure.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
So basically, the longest orgasm versus the worst.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, versus your foot being put on the fire. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Assuming nerves that work, right?
Now that right there is being real. That's real. Okay.
Yep. But let's go make sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Can you imagine an orgasm lasting for 3 hours straight? I wonder what that would feel like.
Could you imagine? Oh, if you could invent that, oh boy, we'd be cooking in some cash, wouldn't we?
Shit, yeah.
It's get out of here and make a profit off that shit, dude. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've been working on it, but it hasn't worked so far.
And also, people like him, they also deny that society is run by fucking satanic pedophiles. It is run by that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
He does deny that. You guys know that, right? He literally says that. No, I don't think Hillary Clinton drinks the blood of babies. Bullshit. That is bullshit. No, there's video evidence of her ripping off a girl's face. It's called frazzle drip. It's fucking real. No.
Wow.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, I know your dog thinks I support child sex art with CSA or CSM because I listen to Amendum and Amanda Sudnick. So he told me I support CSM. So he knows everything.
Wait, someone told me that when I used to listen to Eminem what was it, ephilism? I told them I was an epilist, and someone was like, "Oh, so you're into oh my god, what did Eminem say that got taken out of context?" He said something about child. You know what? Oh, they said that means I support that. No, I don't. Well, okay, so Eminem said something. Okay, he said something in the past. He said that
he's made 10,000 videos. Yeah,
he has made 10,000 videos. He said, "I'm surprised he hasn't been targeted." He said so much shit. I don't understand.
He has been targeted. He's had police show up at his house.
Wait, what?
Well, he claims he claims in a couple of his videos that he's had the police show up at his house. He was doxxed.
Oh.
Well, they didn't find anything, but because someone was so hot on his trail with the gang stalking or whatever, that they actually convinced the police to investigate his house.
They had a warrant?
I don't know the specifics. He mentioned it for about 30 seconds on one of his live streams. He was critiquing I Wish You Were Never Born. And he said, someone had the police call. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but the police can hurt me. Now, they showed up at my house, and they're saying, I support hurting children when I support exactly the opposite. It's you fucking idiots that bring them here that make them suffer.
It's because he said that thing about, child pee.
I don't know what instigated it. He didn't go into it.
He said that it existing should... Okay, since we're animals, they're basically trying to say that child pee is normal. You know, like, but it's not right. Okay, like just like how rape is natural, doesn't make it right. Child pee is natural, but it doesn't make it right. There's animals out there that fuck their own children. That doesn't make it right. They're not critically thinking.
Right.
They're not assessing the situation.
Right.
Trying to say that
Yep.
the footage that already exists out here, where the pain has already happened, it could still be used to help get people that have that mindset off, but not to create any more. He's just saying that the damage has already been done. It doesn't make sense to understand, but I know what he's trying to say, but at the same time,
but they'll take it out of context. Yeah.
They'll be like, but kids were abused during it, and it's like, yes, absolutely, that was absolutely fucking wrong, absolutely.
But it was done. It was done.
He sees it the same as like, you know, roadkill being on the fucking ground, and he's like, you know, it's already went through a bunch of pain and shit. So like, if someone wants to get
I'll eat it.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but people are so sensitive on the subject, they will look for any way to get a knife in.
I agree. We just shouldn't exist at all. That way, there's no child pornography any fucking where. Yeah, how about that?
There's no. Look at this world. By the time I can get this sentence out, 1,000 animals have been eaten alive for food.
Yeah. Every day.
How many humans have been shot or strangled or beat up or raped or child molested?
Every second.
In the time I can make this sentence, the amount of misery that is surpassed on this planet is unfathomable.
Oh, you're being fucking negative. Oh my gosh. Just be.
I know. Well, I'm just going to go out and spread sunshine. I'm going to spread my ass cheeks and fart out sunshine.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Don't discourage anybody. Don't discourage anybody, because that's like the system not want to run right.
Well, we could be. The government could perceive us as terrorists because, you know, we're saying don't procreate, and here's why.
But they're the real terrorists. They
are
projecting. It's like, I'm not a fucking terrorist, bro.
Well, because we threaten the system.
I was like, okay, I'm a fucking terrorist, but what about the fucking poison you're putting in the food? What about the fucking sky? What about that fucking shit, dude? What about that? Oh, we don't want to talk about that, though. What about the water? You're literally fucking poisoning us. What about the fucking media? You're poisoning our fucking minds with bullshit. How about that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And you're poisoning my body with 60 hours of work, or used to 60 hours of work a week.
That part.
You know.
That part.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
When I think about how many years, good years, that I wasted sitting behind a damn desk, typing on a typewriter, on a damn typewriter, and pumping out papers. Okay.
Yeah.
When I think about that makes me want to vomit. Okay.
This is why no one's gonna wake up. What you just said. It's like
that's just like, you know, the best years of your life. The ones where you have a lot of energy, you know, vitality. Those were taken behind a damn desk, sitting in a cubicle, okay, with a wall facing you, and no window, and typing papers. That was my work life. That was my work life, okay, for 50 years.
And think about the guy who's got to shovel asphalt onto a concrete so it can get paved, you know, for 50 years.
Right.
His skin is fried, his back is fried, his feet are fried.
Exactly.
Because somebody fucked. Screwed.
And then by the time you get your Social Security, okay, yeah, you get to retire and get your Social Security. What a joke.
Your body's gone.
Yeah, your youth is gone. Your vitality's gone. Actually, your initiative kind of goes too. Okay?
Yeah, I put towels over my mirrors. I don't even want to see my reflection anymore.
So it gets really, it's such a joke. It's a cosmic joke. Life is.
Yeah. I look at my body and everything is sagging. Oh, gross. Well, I'm serious. I'm the same age as Patsy C and not quite as old as Chick P.
Yeah. You see these people, I hate to be on age so much, but you know, you see these tour buses going around with these old people on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it, okay? They go around on a bus with the walkers, okay?
Yep.
Let's go on a trip, okay? with the money that they earned, the money was taken out of their paycheck, which is Social Security. That's not given to you. That money came out of your damn checks when you were working. That's your money you're getting back from.
This is so
Instead of letting you have back.
It's so funny where I walk this park, especially on the weekends and when school's out. It's a plethora of mommy bears. But right across the street is this advanced nursing home for dementia and memory loss. So, I mean, they've got to see this when they're driving by the park and pulling in, and when they're walking down one part of the path, it's right there.
Isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? Shit, that's pure irony right there. Pure irony.
I just said, why don't you just dig a tunnel from the Children's Museum, which they have in this park, over to the memory care, because that's what's going to happen. Oh. It just, the whole thing.
And then they say, oh, that's just the circle of life.
Yeah, the circle of death.
Circle of life, is what they say.
I have a meme. I wish I could share it. It's got a picture of a lion with a zebra in its mouth, the head's hanging down, and a little baby learning how to feed. And I call it "Wounds Make Tombs and Tasty Treats."
That shit was not a Lion King.
Yeah, this is a real picture of a lion that's got a zebra kill in its mouth.
I know, just the way that humans make it,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, nature's so powerful. It's a fucking bloodbath.
Nature's beautiful. It's beautiful naturally. It's a beautiful thing. Nature.
It is on the surface. On the surface, it is.
It all started in school, and we casually go over that, but it's like that was like the best years. We were young, and dude, they took all our years away just to fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Like, to just sit in the fucking classroom and be a slave, like to be obedient. We're over here listening to a bunch of dumbasses teach curriculums they never questioned. That's our years gone.
Right, indoctrinated with all the bullshit that Americans wrote for America and English wrote for the English. They just breeze over the stuff they don't want to talk about. Well, there was slavery. Okay, next. They don't go into all the abominations that happened with slavery. I mean, the buck farms, the breeding farms. They used to feed black babies to alligators, the ones that were deformed or retarded, or maybe more than that. But I mean, we never learned how bad some of the slave owners treated the slaves until you were able to get more information, and mostly because of the internet.
But the thing is, you're born, okay? Well, first, oh God, I'm getting on a thing here. I don't know. I'm getting on a roll.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Preach it, sister.
You were born against your will. Okay? Listen to me. You're born against your will. No consent. So, in a way, you're indoctrinated there.
Yep.
Okay? Life is indoctrination. That's in a simple term. It's from one indoctrination into the next indoctrination. Okay?
Yes.
Yep.
You're born indoctrinated. No consent. You come on in. Then maybe your parents get a hold of you and say no or yes or don't do this or do that. Okay, and then shortly thereafter, you're going into kindergarten, honey, indoctrination. I'm talking about like 3 or 4 years old. You're going into kindergarten. That's only about 3 years you have without being, indoctrinated into the system. That's only 3 years.
Well, actually, you don't really.
And after that, you go into school, grade school, junior high school. In high school, you say, oh, yeah, I'm graduating. I finished.
Right.
No, you just started, baby.
That's it.
You just started into the system.
I want to ask a question or say something real quick.
Go ahead.
When I was talking about the gang stalk and stuff, they use like fellow citizens to turn against you, like random fellow citizens to like do the stalking for them. What is your opinion on the ones that do shit like that? Like random strangers, like random herds of like random people, what would you say is wrong with them?
Who are you asking?
All of you.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. Say it one more time because I was brushing my dog. Go ahead.
Okay, so I said I'm being gang stalked. You know, it's a terrorism, basically. Yeah, where civilians are told to. They basically have already done it, dude. That's why it's like I don't think it's possible to awaken the masses because they're already doing it. Like they've already have people conditioned to attack their own fellow citizens just because the authority have told them to do it for money or because it's something that the government or authority have made up. And my thing is like, what's your opinion on those that engage in it? These are regular civilians. They could be mothers. I've had a mother
What
put her children up to stalking and harassing me, her own children. You know
what are they stalking you over? I mean, what specific material do you think you?
No one has told me anything. They don't approach you and tell you like, "Hey, we're gonna start harassing you because you hurt our feelings." Because that's what you say. It could be a multitude of reasons. I don't know, but I
Okay.
want to know what's your opinion. Because I go through it every
Did
day. You get harassed.
Did they dox you? Did they dox you? They physically know where you live, and do they physically follow you around and harass you?
Yes.
Oh my God!
They've invaded my apartment. Sprayed shit on my clothes and on the walls. Don't know what it is.
What are you doing about it?
Who are you gonna call? The police, the ones that are also a part of it.
The police.
I told you. That's what I was trying to tell you. There's a lot of people that are a part of this. The law enforcement, firemen.
You need to get out of Ohio.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter where you go. They're everywhere. This is global. They're all set up in each state. That was what I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you guys that this shit is big. It's everything that we're talking about. It makes you a targeted individual. If you just
Are you sure it's about the antinatalism stuff, or could it be something else that you stand for?
Dude, everything that I stand for is justice, and the system's about injustice. I don't. You keep asking me like they've told me. You just start getting stalked and harassed. No one tells you a damn thing. You know who you are. You know who you are as an individual. You know the things that you've said and you've done, and the things that I've said and done. Technically, I haven't done a damn thing wrong. I'm actually a really good person. And they smear your name before anyone gets to talk to you when you become too awakened. That way, you don't inspire people to start thinking differently. It's like they get to people before you do. They tell people made up shit about you that's fucked up, and then people start treating you differently because they're all about you. Some of them are just a part of cults and neighborhood watches, and they're sadistic and they're doing it because it gives them some type of high to harass a person they don't know. It's like it's tribal mentality. Like they're doing it in groups together. So that's not. My question was to ask you. This is big. Like, yeah, they've come into my apartment. They're making me homeless. Why they've also were hired to like work in my job. Dude, it's a lot, dude. I worked at FedEx, dude. You know, and they knew about me stalked and harassed, and they made me lose my job by the harassment that I was dealing with there, and I was getting way more work than everybody else. They were doing that to get me to quit. There's a lot of shit, dude.
You're kind of you're going digital.
Yeah, can't hear you.
I'm on an elevator. 1 second.
Okay. No, I think it's almost like this mob. Yeah, it's more like that bullying you got in school, you know.
Yeah, except it's adults. Except it's adults.
Same general principle of bullying.
Yes, it's adults.
You know, I've seen the same behavior in dog packs and higher level mammals. In packs, you know, if one of the packs challenges the alpha, then they'll push that dog out of the pack because it's not pulling the program. You know, and they'll attack it, or if it's different, you know, they'll get mean to it.
Yep.
I mean, the people I hang out with, they just ignore me. They're not mean to me, but they just ignore me.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, when you were in school, if you were the least bit different from anybody else,
yeah,
you got bullied.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I was always the quiet one, and because I was quiet, they just got on me, man. Bullied the shit out of me, because
I want y'all to look it up. I need y'all to look it up. That way y'all can understand what it is and what targeted individuals say they go through. Because I'm trying to tell you, dude, it's like
Does
this
anybody
really
have access to a laptop? Because if I look it up, I'll go offline.
like look up gang stalking, organized crime, COINTELPRO. They want and they send a lot of people. They want to control your reality. So everything, like wherever you go, they want only their weirdo, sadistic bitches around you to harass you and to be around you. That way you feel like everybody hates you. You know, and none of them will ever speak directly to you and tell you that, like, yeah, so and this bitch over here that's a part of authority told me that you're.
It's hard to say a lot because we don't know, what specifically they're going after you about. We can only assume it's your antinatalist online opinions. I don't know what you spread in person. I'm on a.
Why do you keep asking that? It's like it should be obvious, like why they would go after me. You keep. What more proof? Why wouldn't they go after me for these types of
I don't know what you say in public.
What I stand for, like.
Right, but what do you say it in public? Are you antinatalist in public? Because I am. I've got bumper stickers. I've got the Wheel of Misfortune, which Patsy Cline has seen.
Anti-natalist channels haven't been being targeted. I mean, you said Him was, but like, I think it's because of my parents. My stepdad's a part of a cult.
Yeah, that's probably it.
He's a part of a cult, and growing up, he's a narcissist. I stood up to him and my parents a lot, and I left the house when I was 18 years old. I left with stitches in my foot because it's a long story.
Oh.
And all I know is like they've been monitoring me ever since then. Apparently, I believe they've been monitoring me for a very long time. This is like really big, So, like illegally, like they have like I don't know, like them type of cameras in my fucking home. And I changed my locks on my door. And it doesn't matter. They still got in. They still got in. The whole point of like gang stalking is like they don't want it to seem obvious. They don't want it to be tied back to them. Their whole goal is to make you seem like you're crazy to the public. Like they want you to look crazy. Right. If you tell anybody about what you're going through, they won't be able to believe it because no one wants to believe that like you're telling me that like hordes of people in society are just harassing you and provoking you. No,
I believe it. Just look at DNW and his obvious stalking of LA's channel.
Yeah, and society in general. Society.
Yep.
What do you mean?
I mean, society does that to everybody on a day-to-day basis in a way. I mean, it's not that extreme.
Sure does.
It's not that extreme. What you're talking about, what you're doing, what is happening to you, but it's happening in other ways every damn day of the year. I mean, anytime somebody won't have anything to do with you, like your neighbors or something, that's part of it. They won't socialize with you. They won't say hey to you when you go down the street. Kind of stuff like that. It happens.
It's the FBI that's also like a part of this. It's really big. I don't know how to. It feels like I'm in a movie, and it's like I've become the main character of this or some shit, and not in a good way. It's like
Have you thought about moving and getting a PO box?
I don't have money. I've become homeless. They make a bunch of people like me become homeless. How they do that?
Okay.
They go to. It's not hard to believe. They smear your name. They can go to your job and smear your name. If these are people that are part of authority, like FBI or like law enforcement, they can do these things and just say you need to keep. I don't know what they say, but supposedly it's just like you're a weirdo. Like there's something wrong with you, and you need to keep an eye out on this chick. Or
do you still have your job at FedEx?
No, I told you I lost it. I quit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh God, yeah.
So
Shit.
I lost my money, and now I'm becoming homeless. And I've received like a bunch of threats about how they're gonna like traffic me and shit like that. This is like some type of trafficking thing. And also I've received like some subtle remarks about like how my mother, like how there's, you ever heard about sacrifices? What they do? Like people make sacrifices just to become rich.
Oh my God.
So maybe I'm being sacrificed.
Oh.
Yeah, this is pretty. I'm trying to tell you, this is a really, 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 really big thing. Like no matter where I go, I'm being followed. There's people there that, if you look it up, it'll tell you what they do. Now, when you look it up, just like you look up chemtrails, they always give you a different version. Like you look up chemtrails, they'll be like, "Oh, you mean contrails?" People that are into conspiracy theories and are delusional say they're chemtrails, but that's because they control the media. So they obviously would set it up like that. Same with gang stalking. If you look that up, they'll say it's a conspiracy theory, and that people that talk like that say this is happening are schizophrenic. There's no way that the government could do this, and there's no way that a bunch of humans could come together and commit organized crime together. There's no way. Yes, I'm living it. It's real.
No, I believe it. I believe it. This idea is so out there, and it threatens society itself. If people stop having kids, the whole fucking thing falls apart. And some feminist women are starting to realize, hey, I've got all this power between my legs, and the best way to say fuck you to capitalism is not create more workers. But I don't question you for a minute.
Surprised you don't. You're a thinker. You already question the government, so that's why you're not questioning me like that.
No, I can see the government putting pressure on you, or if not the government, at least large groups of people saying this chick's dangerous. Because what we speak is facts.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents, once they start hearing our arguments, they switch over to our side. But they had kids, so what can they do?
Facts. Shideo basically saying, like, guys, they are legitimate sociopaths and psychopaths. They do not need a good reason. Yeah, they're just harassing me psychologically. I've learned this is basically confirmed my how I felt when I was making all these videos about pessimism and anti-nihilism. This confirmed it about like how fucked up the world is, because things like this are now happening to me. And it's like, this is completely unethical and immoral. And these creatures don't give a fuck. They're just trying to ruin my life for being a good person. That's it. That's it.
No, I've listened to all your videos, and I completely agree with you. But I can see where it would get up some people's crawls.
Absolutely. I'd be wondering, like, why aren't other people, like, anti-nihilist channels, like, why aren't they being harassed? Like, that's why I'm like, maybe my parents ratted me out to literally an agency because I don't know, they didn't want me to ruin their reputation, because they emotionally and physically abused me for years, for 18 years.
Can I ask your age range? And not in a specific, just a range.
I'm 24 now.
You're how old?
24.
Oh my God, you're a child.
Yeah.
I'm 24.
What's
You've got 50 more years of this. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just thinking back to 24, man. Shit.
So green behind the ears, so ambitious.
I took a big smile on my face, but thinking about 24.
Oh my God, I think about SpongeBob. 25.
No, really, believe me, you're living it right now.
Yeah, enjoy it if you can.
What?
It doesn't get better.
24, man. That's you. Oh God.
Oh, you want to be 24 again? Well, my life's shit.
No. But it's the peak of your life. Trust me, it doesn't get better. I hate to be a pessimist, but it doesn't. You might have more wealth, possibly. You might be more stable. You might get rid of some of your quirks, but the negatives of death and your body falling apart and your friends dying and your family dying, it just stabs. There's so many stabs when you get our age. They like to tell you, oh, old age is golden. No, it's fucking rust.
Yeah.
I've lost my stepfather, my mother, my biological father, my brother, 3 friends, and this is the last 3 years.
I love that. It's rust instead of gold.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
that's Danny Shine. I can't take credit for that. Danny Shine came up with that.
Danny, is anybody listening to Danny's channel?
I have.
social experiment. What is that
Yes.
what it's called? What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on here or something?
Yeah.
Social experiment.
What's really going on? Yeah.
He said I'm gonna basically I'm gonna lose a bunch of people. Well, I don't got nobody. I didn't cut a bunch of people off that ain't shit. And second of all, my parents are basically dead to me. They, if anyone ever asks, like, hey, how's your relationship with your mom? I'll be like, they died in a fire. You know, they're dead.
Oh, wow.
That's what I would say.
So,
you know,
what are you planning on doing? I mean,
what do you mean? So far, it's been fucking surviving while they've been like psychologically harassing me through my phone and in real life. They've completely surrounded me. They've even like my phone is bugged. My phone is bugged. Like, so basically, my phone's be glitching sometimes, and there's been a couple times where my phone's glitched. It's glitched the last time it glitched. Whoever is monitoring this phone or whatever teams or people, they left a message on my phone. What was it? Because I was Googling cults targeting me. And on the top of my screen, it said my height, which is 5'6". It said 211 centimeters or inches, and there's no escape, and then it disappeared.
oh, wow.
So,
Okay, now, if you don't have an income and you're renting an apartment, how long are you safe in your apartment? I mean, how long do you have a roof over your head? I'm not going to say you're safe, but
I mean, I've lost it. I've already been evicted. You know, I have to like next month to really be out of there. So really, I'm just starting. I ain't got nowhere to be. I lost everything because of them. Like I had an apartment, I had a job, and then they started smearing my name and ruining my reputation to random people that didn't fucking talk to me personally to get my fucking side of the fucking story. And yeah, that's what's been going on. It's because of them that I've lost everything. Because of them. So these random anonymous strangers that are monitoring us quietly behind the keyboard or behind our phones, you know? So that's what's going on. And this happens to people like me. They want us to end up in a psych ward or to off ourselves or what else? It's two of those things. This is meant to kill us. This is meant for us to off ourselves, you know, because it'll make it, they'll try to make you feel like the whole world is against you. Basically.
well, I want one of LA's clinics, or I want a clinic to be legalized to do it. That's why I support LA.
Wait, why do you support that?
Oh, because he's advocating for decriminalizing euthanasia. And hopefully when it's decriminalized, just like when abortion was decriminalized in the States, you know, there were medical clinics set up to do it properly. And I can see the same thing happening if euthanasia is decriminalized. They'll have clinics. Now you'll probably have to have psychological screening, but at least there's an effective way to do it. Because I've tried twice, and like I've said before, I've woken up every time barfing charcoal and going to a psych ward with a big bill to pay for.
You don't trust that? I don't know if I would trust euthanasia, like what the government would give us. I mean, yeah, it should be it's so crazy. You need to go through a psych evaluation before leaving. It's like, no, you need a psych evaluation for wanting to stay, actually. It's actually
Yeah, right. I agree with you, but I agree with you, but I see all these little kids at the park, and I just like, oh my God, do you parents realize what you've done?
No, they're having a good time playing football.
Yeah.
Wait, what did he say? You're kinder than you let on here. Jay should let them know you gotta go. Who's gotta go?
They're talking about me.
Oh, yeah, you just been, sorry, I took over the stream. My bad. You gotta go right now?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to work today, so yeah, I didn't plan on doing it.
Well, yeah, this was a long one. I appreciate you doing it, Jake.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
No problem.
And just email me when let me know when you get the thing I sent you.
All right, thank you.
I never joined it the other time.
All right, well, y'all have a good day.
Okay.
At me back.
Have fun wage slaving.
All right, bye.
Bye.